Okay, so 6 minutes had to be cut.
Also, when I threatened to burn the field down.
How's it feel to be canceled, Jordan?
Oh, please edit this out. I don't need this in my life.
Dan's in the hospital right now in critical condition after a boss unit.
Why did you bring this guy on? What's wrong with you? Of course it was going to happen.
I think you are huffing copium.
4.9 pounds. Lily weighs nothing.
And 4 pounds of it is attachment.
Yeah.
Jordan, you're one to talk.
You guys are in the same support group.
It feels nice to give someone else shit about it. I'm sorry.
Hi, my name's Jordan, and I have 20 attachments on my gun. Hi, Jordan.
But wait, did you actually post up the picture of your... Oh boy, this sounds like a bad idea because I'm like, whoa!
I wanted to get Dan on here too, because you and Dan are opposite energies, and you would make Dan talk.
Dan? Who's Dan?
He was on, Dan.
Oh,
He was on episode 39.
Dan's in the hospital right now in critical condition after a boss unit exploded.
He is not.
None of that
Can you
is
talk
true.
about that?
Yeah, we're
Yes,
going to
we're
talk
definitely
about it. You just need to
We're going to talk
can we
about
actually
how
get into it.
We're going to talk about how nothing exploded. All right.
But Mark and Shane were right.
Absolutely right.
Sort of.
No, they were right.
Sort of.
No, it's
I'll
not.
die on this hill.
It's not sort of.
It didn't do
All right,
it.
whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Zulu 24 podcast. And as always, I'm joined by Anthony from Antec Chairsoft Studios and Jordan from Zulu Outdoor. Today, we have a very special guest, Rich.
Hi.
From Team Fart. Rich has been on the podcast before. He was wandering around naked outside, so we figured we'd drag him inside and sit him down.
And put some clothes on.
Oh, yeah. Against his better judgment. Hey, guys, what's going on?
Hi, Rich.
How you doing? Hey, buddy. Haven't done one of these in a while.
Yeah.
What was it? Episode...
I think episode 9 and 10. You were on for the post AMS podcast.
Oh, yeah. Where we deconstructed that nonsense.
Yeah, that was a 2-parter. It was like 6 hours. And then there was one before that too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, I think you were on like episode 6. I can look it up.
So not in the new studio.
No,
Yes.
you have not been in this studio.
Let's just jump right into it. Guys, when we brought the boss unit to America, we said we'd always be
Open and honest.
and transparent. And
Mark and Shane originally said, do not put this on a gas gun because we are concerned that it is a fire hazard. I said I want to win a Darwin Award, so I'm going to try.
so he did. So Jordan successfully put it on.
Jordan did not win the Darwin Award.
I did not.
Nobody won a Darwin Award. He successfully put it on a gas blowback, and another player, Jordan had loaned out his setup, his GHK setup with the boss unit to another player, one of the staff here, and
You might know him.
His name is Dan. He's on episode 39.
Yeah,
He
and
is simply existing.
He was simply existing until
he was simply existing in a fireball.
Yeah.
So during him shooting,
It caught fire.
well, so the ambient gases in the air
Caught fire.
caught fire.
So the whole thing was back in like February. I had said I want to do it. Like I finally want to get this done. So we made a prototype, and then Anthony took the idea and ran with it and made a 3D printed magwell and trigger guard. I played with it on the GHK for one day, and it worked. And then Mark and Shane said, hey, we have some things we'd like you to test to see if this is practical. Go into a confined space and dump some ammo. I did that. Didn't have an issue. Then they were like, lay on the ground prone, dump some ammo. Also didn't have an issue doing that. So then I went balls in and bought an MWS. And that's going to open a whole other rabbit door because I'm thoroughly convinced the MWS is not the superior system. But I've been running it on my MWS for the last 3 weeks since we've been open. And I've had 0 issues with it. Dan wanted to partake. So Saturday night, we put the trigger guard and magwell back onto the GHK. And I was like, Dan, you can run this tomorrow. That's fine. I have identified the problem. And the problem is, and maybe Anthony, you'll agree with this, when your system is not properly functioning, that leaves room for error. And the GHK was not properly functioning, and it's because of the routers on the gas mags. So I have 2 here, which I can take some photos and put them on screen. One of them is in perfect condition. The other one, you can see it's like cracking and there's chunks off the side. Now, this is not going to make a perfect seal with the bolt carrier on a gas gun, and that's when you start seeing like the gas spitting out of the ejection port or the gas spitting out of the barrel. Saturday night when we tested it without the boss unit, I had one mag that was just spitting gas. I was like, ooh, that's not a good mag. You shouldn't use that one. I think Dan grabbed that mag because using it on a properly tuned gas gun where it's not spitting gas out of the barrel or the ejection port, it hasn't been a problem. As soon as you put an excessive amount of gas in the air, yeah, there's a possibility it's going to light on fire.
I think there's two things. One, he was using map gas in his magazines, right?
Yeah. To be fair, I told him that's okay because I do it on the GHK all the time.
Two, I think you are huffing copium.
Yes.
Dude, I think you want it to be a thing so bad, and that's fine.
Oh, I'm going to keep doing it.
You're allowed to do that. I don't recommend this to anybody unless you're using CO2. And same thing with Mark and Shane from RDX. They
or
were like,
HPA.
They were like, you're fucking crazy. You have an ignition source right next to
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
gas coming out, right? So it doesn't matter if you're using propane or MAP or even green gas. They're all
flammable.
Flammable as fuck.
They're all used in the boss system. So like,
Yeah, they're flammable. Like
Yeah, they're all flammable.
well, here's the other thing too, is it could be just not the router, but like if you overfill your mags, right, and then you get more liquid into the system, it'll spit out on the
Yes.
side. So,
Oh, yeah.
and I think most people do that. They put more gas
Than necessary. Yeah.
Than necessary.
You should be
So-
filling your mags for 5 to 7 seconds. If you fill your mag for 12 to 15,
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're just like, oh, this
All
is
right, so
spitting gas.
like this guy, okay, ball of fire, but it probably lasted like what, a second? Like,
Well, it was enough to like singe his fucking. I mean, think about this, dude. It was a ball of fire right here.
okay,
Right in his face. His
All right.
beard was singed
so like
and everything.
quite large. So like he
Yeah.
pulled a gun, and it was enough to be like,
Yes.
Yeah. But
Really?
nothing exploded. There was no detonation.
Oh.
It was just the ambient gas in the air
Did catch fire.
caught fire. And,
So-
and that can be traumatic when it's right
Yeah,
in
so
your fucking
here's an
face.
interesting- here's an interesting-
Dan's a little shook from it.
Yeah.
Well, here's an interesting thing. You've been using it since you said February.
So
Gas.
we tested it in February.
Yep.
I played a game with it the last weekend we were open, which was the first weekend in March. And then we closed for the 8 weeks for renovations. By the time renovations were done and we reopened, I had bought an MWS and installed it onto
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
The MWS is a more efficient system. Like I have yet to have an instance where I spit gas out the barrel.
Which one
Yeah.
has better range and accuracy? Because the GHK feels better.
Gas gun nerdism for a second. The GHK is a more realistic, better feeling gas gun. The TM is a more efficient system.
I'd say more skirmishable, like out of the box.
DB trajectory, range and accuracy.
The TM is pretty accurate.
Yeah,
Better,
I had
more
one
so
that's
than the GHK.
It's that and it's snappy. Like with the GHK, because it is meant to be more of a realistic build, I feel like there are times where I can outrun the trigger and I can pull the trigger faster than the gun's going to cycle. I have yet to find that instance with the MWS. It's got a more reliable bolt stop system. It's a lot more complicated internally. They use a full trigger box system, kind of like WE did, but it's done correctly.
because
Because TM.
Japan.
I don't like their mags, but we did find out the 3D printed feed lip works fine.
I thought you liked their mags because of how they seal. Like you can use a 3D printed feed lip on it and it
Yeah.
won't mess up the seal.
I just don't
the
like
print-
their gas capacity.
The print did not come out pretty either. Like it
No.
was a little bit rough. It was a weird thing to print.
So I like their mags. I just don't like the fact that there is you have to fill it the correct way, and the fill nozzle or the fill valve doesn't like metal tip
Oh,
nozzles.
did you do the
The green gas mod? Yeah, I just changed the fill valves.
Oh no. You got to take the tube out.
Yeah, I know. I tried that too. It was
Oh, I took the tube out of mine, and mine.
Yeah,
was
it
fine.
works. It worked marginally better, but not fantastically.
I just find it funny that you're like, if you have a properly functioning gas gun, it's fine. Like 95% of the gas guns I see
Well,
are not
don't-
properly
That's the problem.
wait.
That's the problem.
Again,
If you're
like-
autistic, you can make it work.
Well,
If you're
here's-
not, you're gonna have a problem.
This is what I was saying.
I think you're fucking crazy, and I think you're playing with fire, literally. I mean,
gonna still
Dan
do
found
it.
out, right? I would not do it. I will not recommend it. I think that
Don't do this.
Putting a BOS system on a gas gun that's not CO2 is bad news bears, and you shouldn't do it.
Now, to be fair, GHK does make a whole line of CO2 mags. You can do it.
Yeah, do CO2 all day long. You can do that, or HPA or whatever.
But I think why you weren't maybe not having a problem at first, because when you tested it, it was colder out. It was probably more dense, and even though they're
We'll see now.
to ignite something, you can have as much propane in the air and it won't go. It needs the right amount of
I know.
propane and oxygen. So now that's a little warmer out, he probably had. It was
he
probably
had the perfect. He had the perfect
yeah, a
mix.
little warmer out. You know what I mean? Like you were probably testing it like when it was like 30, 40 degrees. Now it's like 70. You know what I mean? 75.
I watched Dan walk in here shook. Dave walked in here holding my other gun, going, "You shouldn't do this." And I looked right at him and went, "I'm gonna still do this." And I proceeded to play all afternoon with it.
Too bad you didn't get a picture of it. That would have been
I
awesome.
wish there was a fucking video of it.
That'd be fucking crazy. Be like, oh my God.
You're
my gun malfunctioned. Oh,
But-
no.
You're simulating squib loads.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
No,
yeah.
it's like was it Operation Fortunate Son in Vietnam where we gave
yeah.
shitty ammo out?
So I made that joke last night, but identifying like I can see the difference between the two routers on this mag.
I think you're copium.
No. That's not what I'm getting at. I want to replicate it.
How does the recoil sync up between the heavy
Perfectly.
sleeve?
Pretty good,
Yeah,
actually.
perfectly.
Because like you have a bolt going back while the sleeve is going forward and then back.
It times up.
By the time
perfectly.
it goes, the front one goes back.
Look, it's magic.
If it is not synced, it's imperceptible.
Yeah.
I shot his. It's actually a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because on a because I've installed the Boss on like a stock KWA ERG, which I actually don't recommend. You want some other upgrades, or at least use an STM, which is kind of hard to route, but it's because the trigger contacts are stupid. But
Yeah, and then they are.
the ERG recoil, I guess because it's slower, and the Boss unit recoil, when you have the heavy sleeve on it, it almost feels like the gun is a compensator on it. Like there's something happening, but it's very flat. It's not like you don't have to control it. It's like it's controlling
Yeah.
itself.
You know what I will say? There's a customer whose name is Jay. He uses the Bolt electric blowback. And you don't have to like it, but he put a Boss unit on it. And the Bolt recoil system syncs up perfectly. Like I shot it and I was like, yo, this is fucking cool.
I need to try it on my TM NGRS.
Yeah. But
Oh my God, the MP5. Actually,
No, the 416.
Oh, you have 416. The MP5 recoil on that thing is like perfect. I love that gun. I love those guns. I mean, I have 3. That's why.
Is it just me, or does every airsofter that has any gun with any kind of recoil, right? Is it just me, or does every single one of those guys say like it kicks just like a 22?
No. Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
I feel like
But
they
I would
all
say
say
no.
that.
But I would say the
It kicks like my 22.
But I would say the MP5, like literally, like the SD one that I have, and when I shoot it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is like what the SD. Because I fired an SD before. I'm like, it literally is like nothing. It's like shooting an airsoft gun. It doesn't have any recoil, and the little bit that the NGRS does have, it's perfect. The other, I don't know. The other ones are just, I feel like gimmicky. The KWA one, when I saw a teammate years and years ago have one, I was like, oh wow, this is kind of cool.
The TM NGRS MP5 is one of those guns that you don't have to do a single thing to.
Don't do anything.
The only thing that people generally want to do is get the FPS up because it is like 270. But if you appreciate it as this SMG class
And it shoots
thing,
so
it is
good.
so perfect, and it's reliable. It's not like other NGRSs where like there's no MOSFET. Like this thing has an advanced ETU. Like you have to run 7.4s, but it's so.
And it's snappy.
It's
It is
so-
snappy for what it is.
It's so damn perfect out of the box. Like I'm a tech. I build guns, right? I love that gun stock. I had it apart. I had upgrade parts. I chose to not upgrade it. I wanted to keep it stock for SMG class. It feels so nice. I love it.
Yeah, I wish their other line.
I wish
did
it
that.
wasn't $700
No, it's not $700. You can get it on.
by the time you're done with mags.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Mags and batteries, because you need like an 850 MOS.
Do you know how many mags I have for that gun?
28.
No, that's a little too high. I mean, not minus 10.
Dave,
Actually.
you
And I have
would like this
18.
gun. Like if you used it at like Crossroads or Blood Diamond for SMG class, and
I think you'd
If we
like
gave-
it.
if
You'd
we-
like it because you used to have the System MP5.
If
He
we-
still does.
Still do.
Oh,
if
you
we
still
let
do?
you
That's
one
right.
to use, you would have so much fun.
I had so much fun. When you did this the class. Oh,
It's
All
the
right,
jiggle.
I'm going to be the anti MP5 for a minute. So we used them, you, Tyler, and I, for the direct action mission when we were doing OP4 for AMS
yeah.
and MUTC.
you need a gun? They're like, yeah, I'll take one.
So there's 3 of us on the back of this pickup truck with candy cigarettes in our mouths, no fucking plate carriers, no chest rigs, just MP5s and pocket mags. I had
Rich has more NGRS MP5s than Dave has Sistemas.
yes.
Rich is at like 234,286, I think, MP5s.
That's a lot
Yes.
of mags too.
Yeah.
But it is a
8
fun
mags
gun.
for each.
It is very interesting to use. I like that it has the MP5 manual of arms. I like that it has a little bit of recoil. It's a fun gun.
Yeah.
Okay, it shoots like 120 feet. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it doesn't. No, it shoots way further than that.
Dude, I was looking going like, by the time it gets past 120 feet, I could throw the BB faster.
Oh,
Like-
I
Yeah,
mean,
it shoot at 270.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
like-
it does go out there and it's accurate at 50 yards.
I could not see playing at Zulu with it and being like, this is the best gun ever. I don't know if I could do it.
I can tell
I
you
have.
when you use it full auto as an SMG,
Sure, I'm going to be
doesn't-
going through mags like it's water.
Yeah, and you will. And it doesn't matter how soft it's shooting at that range. When somebody gets, with it, it's like
3 on burst is perfect.
I had less issues with people not calling hits, right? With that.
Oh, yeah.
I've had less issues with that. I think it's just when you get peppered by a bunch of light BBs,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just know. I think
I don't know. I've
Just
also
don't
never,
make 'em
I've never
color.
got to experience the SMG class here because I'm always doing photos and videos for ops. Like maybe you might have a point, and I've never experienced it, but
you need to try.
I could not see
That-
like for open
I'm
play
gonna
just running around with that on semi, being like, "This is fantastic."
That gun shoots way further than 125
Dude,
feet.
it felt like 120 feet.
It shoots way further than that. Like I would,
Maybe because it was at night and it was dark out and we were using tracers. I'm like, that's like 120 feet.
dude, it was way. It shoots way further than that. That's why I'm like, I bought 3. I was like, this is dumb. I'm like, it's got that AEP. It's just like it's not as good as the other monstrosity that Anthony built recently. The MP7.
Yeah, you're responsible for like a majority of the cursed guns I've built.
Yeah.
Hey, actually, I think the only real cursed one was that MP7. If I think
Yeah,
about it.
I put
else's?
I had Anthony put a UGS stock on
A gas stock.
a gas stock on a TM MP7.
It's the AEP.
The AP, but it's an old Bingo Custom Works fusion engine cut down, and that gun shoots. We've all shot it. It's dumb.
Actually, it's not bad.
It's dumb. It's dumb. For what it is, this tiny little thing. It's like, why is it just keep going?
It's really weird. Like with HPA, especially when the barrel's that short, like, you have to kind of tune it to a certain BB weight. And then if you use any other BB weight, it's going to obviously not shoot as well. That gun is a weird anomaly where no matter 2 5s up to 4 O's, like it's shooting the same.
Yeah, but we literally
like-
had the 3 mags. We loaded 2 5s,
Yeah.
3 2s, and like some 4s. It was like shooting exactly the same at the post out there.
Very, very strange. But
It looks like dog shit with the tank on the back.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But it shoots
But
really
then
well.
he did it, and he kept the overall length the same as the
Yeah.
collapsible.
It wasn't bad.
I just wanted to just have that because I didn't want to have a tank line sometimes, maybe for like night games or something quick. And but then you made the other stock where it still has the line, so it's quick detach. Like I go to the two little Allen keys, plop it on. But like what you did. Oh, and then here's the thing that I don't know if you know. To make that gun work, Anthony had to use. What did you have to use?
Oh my God. Yeah, the Sistema. Yeah, he
told you.
He told me that.
Dave actually gave me that part. It was like the
Christ.
brass barrel from his like
He needs a
Infinity
brass
kit.
barrel from
You're
a
right.
Sistema to
I
make
had to-
this Polar Star
I had
niche gun.
to use a superior product to
Well,
bring your
I was
fucking
looking at-
Frankenstein.
I was looking at like my scrap metal to use on the lathe. I was like, I have to make a fitting for this. So I saw this barrel. It was the right thickness. It was brass. It was easy to cut, and the inner diameter was perfect for that
it is
little.
perfect.
But how
that
you did
little-
how you did it, like honestly, like if you ever want to do a little video on like what you did, the engineering that
the
you did
video-
to make it work.
The video is actually already edited.
Okay.
I just have to add like the background
Oh.
music and send me the highest quality picture you can of the gun
Now?
with a contrasting background because that's
Okay.
going to be in the thumbnail.
All right, cool. Because that what you did, that back end, how it fits in, that's really slick. And I'm like, yo, that's fucking cool. Like how you did it, like chef's kiss, pretty good. I love that gun now. I can't wait to use it.
Turns out you're pretty good at engineering.
Yeah.
That type of engineering is like when Ukrainians took like PKMs off of tanks and like put grips on them so that they can actually carry them.
Or the Maxim machine gun.
Yeah. It's like putting a red dot on a Dishka.
Oh,
You know?
God. On the magazine?
On the
How
mag-
would you put it? Yeah.
Each mag has its own independent red dot.
God.
Zeroing
It's a Dishka, though.
zeroing the gun's a
Yeah.
nightmare.
It's a Dishka. Who cares?
Doesn't it rotate? I thought no. Oh,
No.
not the top. The inside rotates. Imagine that it just rotates. You have to have like 27 red dots that just keep.
Or the inexperienced guys just like. I don't know why I'm not hitting anything, guys. Oh, man.
Yeah. So,
Rich, have you had a chance to play the?
The new field? Yes, I did.
Yeah, what do you think, man?
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's very good. It's very. I hate to say the word challenging, but it's definitely like most. a lot of indoor, or I'm classically not indoor because the space is so small,
Yeah.
right? For an outdoor field, most places just have like, oh, here's some containers, here's some wood things, but like all the structures you have, even like the other fields, they're all like based on like rooms. Like it makes sense why you'd be turning here because like it would be a bedroom or it'd be a kitchen or something. It would be it makes sense like from that. Over there, I like how like it's not just a bunch of conics lined up. They're actually staggered and like they're at different elevations. You got rocks underneath them. And it's really difficult. Like you could literally get shot from wacky angles. So I guess that, from the first game we played, you guys realized, everybody kind of realized right off the bat, like, yo, all right, we got to come up with like either the fabric or shutters or something like that. I think the shutters with the magnet would be like, I think I was telling you, like that would be awesome. Like where you'd have the wood, the magnet, and then you wouldn't get that like, little bullshit that some people do where they're like, oh man, I'm going to use it as a shield. And then like that kind of shit that like happens at like big mount facilities or like I
think no matter what we do, we're gonna have that.
Yeah.
But we're just gonna nip it in the bud, right? I think we said this on the last episode. I was like, why would we build it to the lowest common denominator?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like build it good.
Yeah.
And let people be adults, and the people that can't be adults just don't need to play here.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you can't, I mean, the rule still is if you can't fit your open hand through it.
Yeah, exactly.
And some people are like,
Yeah.
yeah, look at that.
And here's another thing. Like, I think at other is like, at other fields, like I think you'd expect the lowest common denominator, but here, dude, every time I play, I really, honestly, I don't have a problem. I never get one, and I've been playing a long time since 2001. I've been to all kinds of fields. Like, what's funny is New York Airsoft, like, was like all about like, obviously it was like old GMR. You had Phil Force. You had all these like. Yeah, all these other like they had like it was all like early 2000s play was like, let's try to fit a garage door spring in this gun, and if it lasts 300 rounds, okay, yo, why is my grip hot? Like it's, I don't know, we're just firing full auto. Like everything was full auto, everything was, and it was all barrel to beef. That's the phrase. Like, but the quality of field went down, the toxicity was really bad, and then like you guys came around, and now like, dude, it's like primo. And like I hear guys from other states like, yeah, their field is like, they cheaters, or they got a bunch of guys that just whine about getting shot. And it's like, yo, man, if you're whining about getting shot, like, bro, airsoft is not for you. Like, like you see some of these videos online, like guy gets shot like from me to you, not like, full auto in the back or something horrible. It's like, why'd you shoot me? And like, guy, you're right there.
Fucking
You know what I mean?
playing
Like,
airsoft.
yeah, like, and even with like minimum engagement distance, sometimes you're gonna get shot up close. It's what it is. And as long as somebody's like, oh man, you all right? Okay, I'm fine. Like, as long as you don't get like your tooth knocked out, like, but the quality of what you run here, and I always sound like I'm glazing, but like for real, like it's so good. Like it's just nobody does. Yeah. It just, there's no problems. I'm just so I was so used to like, it just, all right, it's just going to happen, like, and you just got to full auto blast somebody. Like if you really think about it, like to have semi-auto, you got to have people that like call it, or at least are respectful. I don't hear anybody going, call your hits or anything. I don't hear any of that shit. I don't hear anything there. I literally, you guys obviously are here every weekend, but the times that I do come here, I don't have a problem ever. It's like, and if I even think that maybe somebody didn't get hit, it's usually when I'm like using that DMR that you gave me and I'm like, all right, well, the guy's like fucking like 90 yards away. I probably missed, or like he just didn't feel it at that point. But if even that. But most of the time, the quality of like, but to get back, if you live close, you should come here. It literally, that part of the field now is sick. You guys did a lot of work. I mean, I came to watch it like halfway being built, and it was like Mud City. I was like, holy
Oh
shit.
my God, that fucking
It was
mud.
like, oh man,
Yeah, I
it
remember
was
I
like
texted you, I was
slogging in
like,
a swamp.
Bring an extra pair of shoes if you're gonna come look at it.
But like now the field is sick, and like you really, honestly, you have to work as a team. And you get shot from anywhere. I think it's a little bit like, it's a little bit challenging for me because I'm like, oh man, like this guy can shoot me from here. And especially since now we don't all know, even you guys, even though you built it, you kind of have an idea like where but you guys probably played and been like, oh man, I didn't even realize this angle I could get shot at or some shit. You know what I mean? Like
The new CQB is actually speed soft proof. Yesterday we had like a good number of speed softers, and I was talking to one of them, and I was just asking him like, "What do you think of the new layout?" He's just like, "Oh, it's sick." I was like, "How would you compare that to like indoor?" It's like because like indoor is like 2-dimensional. Now you have all these different angles. He's like, "Oh man, like it's crazy." He's like, "I have to try to like find pockets to kind of get some protection behind." I'm like, Are you running as aggressively here as you would indoor, where you just run around? He's like, hell no.
No, you can't. That's
He's
okay.
like,
That's
hell
perfect.
no. He's like, you can't just do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's exactly right. You have to be a little bit slower and methodical. But then what's kind of funny when I played, before I twinge my back, you kind of have to to get to another spot, you got to be like real quick. So it's like this weird balance.
It's like fast and slow.
Yeah. And then man, the only thing we did, what is it? The one side seems to be easier to attack from the other, but there's like ways of changing like that.
So
you know?
it's
just move the connexes a little bit.
Fuck you.
no, there's definitely there's one side that's definitely stronger than the other, but it's slight. However, that manifests itself like, in the morning, like we're still doing team balancing through the morning.
Yeah.
So yes, if a weaker team that maybe doesn't run off of the break or just they're new or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
If they're absolutely I don't want to say in a losing position, but they're definitely
They're at a disadvantage.
shorthanded. They're at a deficit, right? However, if you get a bunch of guys who are willing to work together or do work together, it's kind of a non-issue.
Yeah.
And so we're still testing. We're always testing, right? So I've been up there every time that we've played a game just in CQB. And I always tell the guys, hey, switch sides. Because I want to see if it's the field or if it's the players. Yeah. And honestly,
most of the time it's the player.
7 times out of 10, it's the players.
Because this is something I was talking with a customer about yesterday, because we were playing and it was right before the game brief, and he plays here regularly, but I don't know his name. Somebody made a comment about team balancing, and I was like, that's the hardest fucking part of being a ref.
Oh yeah.
And he turns around, he's like, is it really? And I go, yeah, because let's just say we stereotype players. I was like, if I look at you and go, oh, you have good gear, you probably know what you're doing. That's not always accurate, because
No.
there are people that buy all the nicest shit and suck at playing airsoft.
Well, there's teams.
And then I pointed at Jake, and I was like, and then you have Jake here who looks like a speed softer, but he's using a milsim gun, but he can play this field by himself with his eyes closed.
Yeah.
I was like, so I have no idea if team balance is going to be good or not until after the first game. I just kind of hope I get it right.
Like the first game is just make sure the numbers
Are even. Yeah.
There is a sense from like a player's perspective that refs might have some favoritism towards a certain group, because they're usually keeping them together and telling them explicitly where to go. But it's not favoritism; it's game balancing.
It's team balancing.
When it's a group of guys that comes every weekend and you know how they play, you are going to use them as your, I guess, benchmark for trying to figure out like, okay, I know how these guys do, and you'll try to balance teams that way, or split up that group. And then they'll complain.
Yeah, well, that's
all
because
right,
at
though.
the same time, like they paid $35 to play, so did everyone in their group.
So
I
did
don't wanna-
everybody else.
Yeah, so did everybody else.
Yeah.
But when we tell, little Timmy, hey, you came with your friends, you play with your friends, it kind of sucks if we have to go, we got to split your group.
But then there's also occasionally that group of rentals, and it's their first time, and they're more
fucking
aggressive.
slap. Yeah,
they're more
dude.
aggressive than
Dude,
everybody.
Like last Saturday, there was a 25-player birthday party, all rentals. They would walk around in a big blob, and as soon as they got shot at, all of them would just fucking... Every rental would just fire at the same time. It sounded like full auto. It was fucking hilarious.
That's hilarious. That's good.
yeah.
Which
But
is like more effective than like 12
They were
dudes.
basically
Like,
just-
they were basically
They were doing
playing
marching fire.
18th century warfare.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were basically just doing marching fire. Like they weren't running. As soon as they would get shot at, they would all just start shooting in that direction. And they have high caps, so you just see the rental just like fucking.
Yeah.
hilarious.
I think in that,
Fire superiority, man.
yeah, it worked.
I guess
Cover me, I'm winding.
yeah, whenever you're able to, I think a game mode in there, if you were able to do, everyone was able to get healed. Like obviously you have the tourniquet now. Right now, if everyone had that, that would be wild because you wouldn't lose ground. Obviously, you got a dead guy in there, and you'd be like, "Dude, we got 3 dudes in there. Let's get to that Connex box." It would be insane because then, like, even if you're I always said this: if you have medic rules or like something simple, obviously Milsim West is like a pretty good. I wouldn't say maybe gold standard. I don't know, but
Benchmark.
like I would say benchmark because like the tourniquet's easy, things like that, and what you got, it's similar. Like that makes the game so much better on so many levels. One, no one is going to be like, "Oh, I got hit. Fuck, I gotta walk back," and then they don't want to walk back. And then secondly,
That's
like
me.
I had a player complain about that yesterday. They're like, "Man, this is a lot of walking here." I was like, "Yeah, that's kind of
It's
how
an outdoor sport,
I was
brother.
like, "That's kind of how it goes."
Yeah.
Well, he looked like he was playing indoor.
It eliminates the fuckery at other places. But like even here, like people get hit, like whatever. But like even if you're defending and you're getting your shit pushed in, but you're trying to heal people, like, oh God, and then you get shot, you would be like, oh my God, this is crazy. Because most airsofters are looking for that 5, 10, 15 minutes of a battle that's like, holy shit. Even if you lost and it was fair, it'd be like, holy shit, that was crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like came in and like you tried. That's why like
They're looking for their movie.
the medic. So I don't know what you were going to say about the
So there's 2 things that are going to happen in the next 6 to 8 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're still grooming our player base.
yeah.
Every game will have buddy aid,
Okay.
and then after that, the only way to buddy aid will be the Zulu tourniquet.
Pay to win.
Sure. So there'll be no more 2-hand touch,
Okay.
but every game will have the ability to be buddy aided once.
Okay. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So we're still, we introduced.
I think when you do like an op, you should just work it into the ticket price that like an extra $5 so that everybody attending an op gets a tourniquet.
Sure.
So as they get,
And then when they come for open play, it's like,
They already
already
have
have
it. Yeah, they already have it. So that's the argument, right? Like as soon as we start requiring the Zulu tourniquet, now what happens for the rental guy? He's just trying out airsoft for the first time.
yeah.
Now he can't get mad
That's the
because
only-
you know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's the only-
I have to always remember too that we're not a field that's doing ops every weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we want to make it accessible for people and everything like that.
I think like if you look at dead rags, which are also $5, there's a bunch of dudes that have a bunch of them and then they'll lend out a dead rag. I can totally see people lending out a tourniquet in the middle of a game
Yeah.
and being like, hey, just give it back to me at the end of the day. My name's so-and-so. And if,
Potentially.
Yeah, but
if they
now
get
it's
it
like,
back, they get it back. If not,
We could also work it into the rental. We could work out a deal here where if they rent, they get the gun, the mask, the battery, the magazine, and a tourniquet.
I think that
All
would
of
be-
that gets returned.
the issue is the lost tourniquet because it's
sure.
going to get lost.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It's all.
Like,
I mean, you would
it's the same way we had talked at one point about me putting a dead rag on every single one of the rental vests and having it tied on. So if they rented a vest, they rented a dead rag.
That's a good idea.
That's actually not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, we talked about it one time, and you were like, "Yeah, you have to buy the dead rags for me first."
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works.
yeah.
What
And I
are
was
you
like,
talking about?
"Okay, we should do that," and then we never talked about
Do
it
you
again.
want to say?
Oh, yeah.
I always, I, out of all the things that I have for years, I just kept forgetting dead rags. Just terrible.
You have a box of dead rags, I know.
We
I do,
are-
and I literally have to like ask it. But the orange one, and then what you did was tying them up to
Yeah.
make a bigger thing.
Because what would
So I
happen
could just
is
be like,
while
I do that too.
While I'm reffing, I would just find fucking dead rags. Like I know there is a dead rags on the ground next to a building out in CQB, and I could walk you right to it right now. I would just find them, and players would be like, "Ref, I found a dead rag. Do you need a dead rag?" They're like, "No, I just found it on the ground." Cool, and I would tie it to the one that's already in my pocket. And then by the end of the day, I'd have 12.
yeah.
And
It's like
then
a clown.
Every time a kid would
Yeah.
come up to me and go, "Ref, I lost my dead rag," I would just untie one and go, "Here you go." So at a max, I've had 14 on that chain. Right now, there's like 6.
I do. I liked.
when you're dead and you have a dead rag bandolier, there's like no question.
Oh yeah.
I do
I
like.
don't get shot after it, dude. I put it on the top of my head. And,
Oh, no.
And
And
like it fucking, I don't know why.
Oh, I
I
never
got-
get shot. I've been shot out of all my time playing. Overshot, technically overshot. One time it's because I was just in the line of fire. I couldn't get out. maybe 5 times in the years that I've been playing.
Yeah.
And like one of those was maybe egregious. And I usually just go, hey man, I'll move closer to the enemy to get out of the line of fire. So
Yeah.
not get
Yeah.
like if that.
I did notice it exponentially happened more to me when I was wearing a leaf suit. I don't know why, but when I was wearing my leaf suit, like just one dead rag wasn't enough.
Oh yeah, because
So-
you're looking like a blob.
Yeah, so that's when I started doing like the chain of clown dead rags.
Yeah.
Since I stopped wearing the leaf suit, it hasn't happened a whole lot.
I do like the idea that Jet had for his games. I've never been to one of them. Oh no, I did. I was at one of them. That's right. I was like one in like outside of Chicago or
The
whatever.
hit vest.
Just a neon.
Dude, it's
Neon vest?
on paper. It's like communism, right? On paper, beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm all for it.
Yeah.
We went to a Jet game over at EMR.
Yeah.
Nobody fucking does it. They take it out and they sling it over their fucking shoulder.
Yeah.
If everybody put it on, like
Yeah.
you probably intended to,
Yeah.
it's genius. It's
Yeah.
fucking, think about all the room
Yeah.
for like sponsorship stuff or like,
yeah.
on your dead rag or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And nobody puts the fucking thing on. Nobody.
I think some guys were using the PT like
Oh,
yeah, but that's not the same, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did that for a while
Like
too.
a vest is
I would so use my fucking DSNY one that we're not allowed to use anymore. Like I would so use that. It would be so cool.
it's like
it's
the,
neon, dude. It is so obscenely bright. And the best is I had to wear it recently, and I work in Manhattan now, and like literally, I wore it the one day, and I almost got hit like 3 times more than I ever did. Like, dude,
It's because they see you, so now they're looking
Oh
at
my
you. So
God.
now they just veer towards you
Yo,
because
the-
if you look at
it
what
was-
you're driving at, you're gonna hit it.
I don't get normally like scared by cars, but the fucking bikes, the city bike people are the fucking worst. They're fucking terrible. They're fucking ridiculous.
His
It's-
Bronx is coming out.
yeah,
it's horrible.
Now you don't have to pick up the leaves with your hands.
Yeah.
I will say that the Balahack dead rag, Gerard has one.
It's beautiful.
Dude, that's perfect.
It's fucking
I've
beautiful.
never seen it. I've
I'm
never seen
jealous.
Oh,
It's like neon yellow with neon orange trim. I think it has Velcro on it.
It does. It has Velcro to stick to the top of your hat or your
it's-
helmet.
it's-
They did it right.
I'm jealous, dude.
They also
It's-
probably charge like $15 for that.
It's worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The only thing that sets ours apart, I will note this: we were the first to go with like bright orange as
Yeah.
opposed to red, but ours is a microfiber cloth,
Yeah.
like so you can clean your iPro with it. That's the only thing that we have. But the Balahack dead rag is fucking beautiful.
No, it's good.
In the world of dead rags.
Yeah.
it's
It's
fucking
pretty
beautiful.
large and
Yeah,
everything. It's very good.
It's beautiful.
I would agree with that. And I keep them, you know, it's funny. I actually just keep them in multiple cargo pockets now. And if I just wash this clothes, I just wash. So
stays
it's just
in there.
always in there because otherwise I fucking forget that shit. I always forgot a dead rag. I'd be like, oh man, is anyone got a dead rag? That was the one thing. I'd have everything else. And everyone that knows me is like, yo, I go to a game and I pack up like fucking
The world.
yeah, I literally pack up enough guns for everybody. And I mean, just like, it's like, dude, you don't need to bring this much shit. And
So-
then I forget the 150-cent thing. That's like, come on, bro.
I recently lost custody of my shed, and so when we were doing all the renovations, we swapped out the 20-foot Connex box for a 40-foot Connex box over in staging. So the last 20 feet of the new Connex box, I built like my little man cave back there.
Yeah.
So I've got all my camo and everything in there. And yesterday, now that I can see my camo, it's like all like laid out. I'm like, what shall I wear today?
Yeah.
So I just like picked a set of Ranger green off and I put the pants on, and then I tapped the cargo pocket and I had an old dead rag in my cargo pocket. So then I started searching all the fucking cargo pockets of all my pants. All of them had dead rags in the cargo pocket. Like they were just in there. But we've been, ever since we reopened, we're like going hard on the dead rag stuff. Because it fucking works. Dead rags fucking work.
Yeah.
They fucking work.
And I do like the design of the tourniquet you guys got.
It's nice,
You like-
right?
Yeah, I like
it
it.
came out
And,
good.
and that, I noticed it when I picked it up, like, oh, that's the RDX people.
Yeah.
Right, I was
No. It's not.
Oh.
It's
Same
special
country.
effects.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Jono and Jono from Special Effects New Zealand. or
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
Yeah.
But they're tied together and like loosely, right? They're like
They're friends.
They're
Yeah.
friends, right? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I thought. I thought it was the same, like similar, but
I will say that I would love a little bit more clarification with the tourniquet so that we can make it a more cut and dry rule. Because like I watched a player literally take his tourniquet out while he was dead, put it right here on this, and he's like, just come put it on me. Just come put it on me. I'm like, you kind of
That's just a low T.
you're like game in the game.
Yeah, you're a piece of shit.
To me, being the hardcore MSW guy,
Yeah.
like at MSW, you have to take the tourniquet out. It can't be pre-staged. You have to wrap it around and you have to tighten it down. I don't think we need to do that.
It's actually easier if it is open and not pre-staged.
I think it should just be a thing where it's like, yes, you can use a tourniquet, but you're not allowed to hand it to them.
You can't manipulate the tourniquet yourself.
Everyone's doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it needs to be clarified in the rules that like, hey, when we're using the tourniquet system, you have to come over and take it off of the person and put it on them, because basically everyone is doing, hey, I'm dead. Put my dead rag on. Pull my tourniquet out. Hey, come do this.
No, that's
And it's kind of getting a little cheesy.
That's low T.
That's why like I took mine and I put it right here on my AVS, so it's like, hey, I'm hit. My tourniquet's right here, and they come over.
I think you know
put
what
mine
you
on
could,
my butt
you know what
stock.
you could do, because you guys
Let me get
like
another one to
all
do
the
that.
videos and stuff like that. I think it would be cool in the staging area, photos of people like certain kids, or just hear me out with this. Maybe like certain, you get a culture of like, oh hey, put your tourniquet maybe here, here, and here. Most people will start realizing, oh yeah, if I keep it here, because if I come into something, yo, where's your tourniquet? It's like, oh, it's in my pouch with your ass. No, man, just keep
it needs
it in
to be
your
accessible.
Like,
Yeah,
but what I was saying is like, if you keep a culture like, hey man, if everybody keeps it in one spot, it's good. I will say, I've had to, on multiple occasions, MSW and other type of tourniquets, had to, after the person put it on, go, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, because
I'm like,
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Or they put it like in the weirdest spot. I'm like, what are you
And that's why I actually like that ours are elastic, because
Yeah.
it does have that flex. It also does save you time. I went back and watched my helmet camera last night. I was able to medic 2 people that both had tourniquets in under 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, it is
faster. It is pay to win.
Yeah, it's definitely faster.
But it made it so in that CQB game we were playing, the Conquest,
Yeah.
those 2 dudes that died in the room with me, I had them buddy aided back up in under 30 seconds, as opposed to now taking over a minute to be like, all right, 1, 2, 3. And it's like actually 35 because I can't count correctly, or I forget what number I'm on. Do it to the next guy. I could have gotten shot in the back.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe like what I'm saying is like maybe like a little.
But you're saying almost like a tutorial of like, hey, where should you stage your turn?
I think actually a video, like besides the
was gonna
safety
say,
briefing,
this is a short.
another video where like some simple tips and tricks of like things that like people like that, some other field things that might just make your experience better, might not be a bad thing. It's not rules. It's not like setting, but like, oh, hey, if you do this, oh, okay. I never
Everybody puts their tourniquet in the same spot.
Yeah, I never really thought of that, or just I don't know what other things you could add to it, like.
Yeah, well, it's clarifying certain rules, because excuse me, I said this to a player yesterday. I was like, if you read the rules how they're written, they're going to answer your question. Because somebody was giving me shit about, oh, well, the rules say grenades need to be thrown underhand, and you posted that video of Shelby throwing an EG-67 overhand. I was like, what's the second half of that rule? And they're like, well, it needs to be thrown underhand. I was like, through doors and open windows, not up and over walls. I was like, was she throwing it over a wall? He's like, no. And I was like, was she throwing it out of a building into another building? They go, no. And I was like, so where does it say when you're out in the open throwing the grenade at someone, it needs to be thrown underhand? It only says underhand through open doors and windows.
Everybody just wants.
So wait a second. So how does that work in mosque?
Some people also really just don't want to.
With mosque, there's a roof. You're not throwing it into a building. You're throwing it onto a roof.
But I'm throwing it over. If I'm in one of the other buildings that has no roof, and I'm
right underhand through doors and windows.
I'm mishearing what you're saying. I'm hearing that I can't throw it overhand to reach the roof.
Correct.
Okay.
But if you're inside one of those buildings that doesn't have a roof, you need to go out and throw it overhand, or you need to throw it underhand through the door or the window to get it over the roof. You can't throw it through the building that doesn't have a roof on it. You can't throw it over that wall.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not up and over walls. That's up and over a wall.
Oops.
There are people that
if you were to read the rule, how it's written, it will answer your question. It's the same thing with the LNG rule, which is why I had to clarify with that last week.
Some people don't want to inadvertently break the rules.
Correct, which is why I'm okay if you do it.
They're going to ask the gray area questions,
right? But
they
if
don't
you're
want to
coming
inadvertently break it within the nuance. They just want the clarification.
Right. But if you're going to come to me to give me shit about the fact they're like, well, that's not underhand through a door and window, I'm like, did you read the other half of the rule? Yeah. Because they were trying to make a point of like, oh, you posted a video of someone breaking a rule. I didn't, because it's underhand through doors and windows, not up and over walls. Read the second half of the rule.
I hate people like that, dude.
Yeah.
What about what?
If you just
was she intentionally trying to hurt somebody?
No.
Did she hurt somebody?
No.
Did she throw through a fucking? Did she do something? No, man. She just threw a fucking grenade.
And that's the same thing. Yeah. That's why I had to clarify the LMG rule last week, because if you read the rule how it's written, it'll answer your question. Because we had an incident probably 3 summers ago where a ref didn't interpret the rule how it was written, and they interpreted it how they thought it was. And they yelled at someone for being on the hill of Mosque and shooting at someone in this tree line that goes down to the lower field with a saw. But because they shot through CQB, they got yelled at that they couldn't do that because it has to be 3 to 5 round bursts down the 3 main lanes.
What?
Yeah, I'll bleep his name.
Oh, what a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And I was
That's
playing.
the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
And I was playing. And I was on the receiving end of that saw. And I had to go over and be like, no, he's fine. And then he got mad at me for reprimanding him while he's in a red shirt and I'm playing. I'm like, I understand that and I understand why you're mad.
He's wrong.
But you're wrong.
Yeah.
In the same way that he was arguing with someone about
Jesus,
how if a grenade went off on a rooftop, if you were on the stairs, you were dead too. And I'm like, that's not how that works, man.
He was also the stairs, I assume a mosque.
Yes.
So the stairs have half walls around them. So he's behind cover.
And I'm like, that's not how that works, man. But that's why I'm saying if you just read the rules how they're written, they will answer your question.
Oh, man.
And I say that to refs and I say that to players because if you just read it, it's going to answer your question for you.
You know what's funny
there's
is
not that much
that
nuance and gray area.
That whole spiel about like 15 minutes ago when I was like, there's never a problem here that I come here. You guys are like, there's a guy that like didn't.
No,
it's all these gray area questions.
But much like you had said, we're here every weekend, so we see the stuff, and it's not very common. It's not very often.
No, it's not very.
But when it happens, we have to be like, stop.
I go with I think what you just said is like, did you like try to be a shim sham or are you trying to hurt somebody? But if they didn't and they did by accident, it's like it's not a big deal. Whatever. Okay. Like if somebody came into a room and by accident shot me full auto with the saw, as long as they were like, oh dude, you were right. I'd be like, no problem. It doesn't bother me.
So that one that I'm bringing up, like I don't want to drag that through the mud. That was the instance of because they were outside of CQB and the target they were engaging was also outside of CQB, but the rounds had to travel through CQB. That was what caused the gray area with that ref, and that's why I was like,
"That's not a gray area."
Yeah, but it's not. It's not a gray area.
It's not.
That's why I'm like, hey, if you would just read the rules how they're written, it'll answer your question.
Because technically,
if you're on top of the hill by Mosque, you can shoot into CQB from there. If you were the saw gunner at the time, if you were the saw gunner in CQB, shooting somebody in CQB, then
3 to 5 round bursts down the 3 main lanes.
Yeah.
I think what you got to do. I think I said this I know that it's out there, but I think a clear from the little
safety
brief thing and measure out 5, 10, 15, like literally with and then people go, hey man, that's far. Like, oh yeah, that's 100 feet. Oh, okay.
Yeah. A lot of people are going to realize that 10 feet's a lot closer than
they think it is. Yeah. But here's the
because I've seen dudes try to safety kill from 20 feet away and they're like, ref, that's 10 feet. I'm like, oh buddy, that's like 20.
I always tell people, look, a sheet of plywood, which doesn't apply anymore,
is 8 feet.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's a sheet of plywood plus a little.
Yeah.
Now it's all Connex boxes now. Yeah. So now it's like half of a 20-footer is that,
and a quarter or an eighth. I can't do math.
The pyro.
It's a quarter. You're right.
The pyro in there.
Actually, that's not a bad frame of reference. If you have the skinny part of a Connex, if you're around this corner and this guy's around this corner and you have a blue tag, you can't shoot him because that's technically within 10 feet.
That's 8 feet. Yeah.
It's 8 feet. Yeah.
Connex box is 8 feet wide.
The width of a Connex box is 8 feet.
But if I got shot like that, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, but
you can't promote it, right?
You can't promote it. Of course.
You're also a dude that's been doing this for over 15 years, and you're just like,
15,
man, it's
15. Come on, guy, get it right. That's
20.
Things happen
more than
too.
that.
Like there's been
2001, bro. You recognize 20, my service, brother.
24 years.
He can retire. He can retire from Airsoft.
Richie has been playing Airsoft since I was in kindergarten.
Oh my God, that's so ridiculous.
There's been so many occasions where like I got shot within 10 feet by somebody with a blue tag because it was just like. It just happened, and immediately they're like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," and they pull their dead rag out, and they're just like,
"Yeah, I appreciate that."
And I'm just like, "No, like you're good. I'll take it. Like, stay in." So
what about
They knew the 10-foot rule. It just kind of happened, and it's like,
people get nervous and shit.
Yeah, and
it's fine.
Reactionary things happen. It's much like the same discussion we had about high velocity semi-auto red tags. Like, shit happens. It's Airsoft.
This is like our field is not ginormous. It's big, but it's not fucking huge, right? I think, and this is not going to happen. I'm not going to enforce this. This is just me thinking outside the box right now, right? Like, in my personal opinion, I think all rifles whatever the fuck, rifles, right? Should be green tag or can be green tag and still be effective. LMGs can be blue tag and bolt action snipers can be red, right? So now everybody with a rifle doesn't have to think.
Richie does not like that.
No, I don't mind that. No,
like,
I don't mind that.
this is just
25.
I've been saying this for fucking years.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't, right? And there's like a rifle blue tag here is
Excessive.
no, it's not excessive. It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
We're not that fucking big.
Yeah.
Like I have a green tag because I have to always have a green tag here, right? Like, I have no issues, 0 issues. I have never been like, he's in the open, but he's too far away. Man, I've never had that issue, dude.
Yeah.
And honestly, the difference of 50 FPS is what, 20 feet?
Maybe.
It depends.
Yeah,
Like,
okay, right, yeah, but
We're not going to go down that. No, we're not going to do it.
So there's definitely some people,
Are you medicated?
Yeah.
Well, but
there's
look-
definitely some people that show up with like an A&K SR25 that for some reason out of the box might have been like 400 FPS, but the range like sucks.
yeah. So
You know?
so this
happens.
is just, pipe dream thing is like rifles, green tags that takes you all the way up to 350, right? And then LMGs or MMGs or whatever can break that 350 and go up to like 400. You know what I mean? And then everything above 400 is bolt action.
I would add the stipulation to that. I like to add to that is the sub gun rule.
Sure,
Where you do the full.
and you
I
can
like
have that
because then you go, all right, well, I'm going to shoot 270 like with the MP5, but guess what? I'm going to be able to full auto people.
Sure.
No minimum engagement in that CQB. That's going to be very, very, very fucking
right,
effective.
and it takes away all the thought process. Now, if you just have a rifle, shoot away, brother.
Yeah.
And then if you have an LMG, which is a completely different shape and generally speaking heavier, and
It's creating a class system.
yeah, in this perfect utopia. I mean, I won't do that, but
Or we can throw it all out the window and play 500 FPS no med.
Oh my gosh.
The only reason why I disagree with that,
Rich just stated it perfectly. When he first started playing, everybody was just like,
Barrel the beef.
barrel the beef, right?
Yeah.
And what did you say right after that? That the toxicity and all the shit was super fucking high.
Oh no. Oh, actually no. The toxicity.
Rewind the tape. He said
The toxicity was bad with personalities, but as far as gameplay, no one ever cried about being hit.
Okay,
No one ever like literally. It was like you just got fucking hosed, and it was like fuck, this sucked. Like oh well, like no
500
one.
FPS,
That was the
no,
only
no
thing.
way.
It was other
built
shit.
different.
It was other built.
The community.
I'm actually built a little different now. I'm a little thinner now, so there you go. I'm not as
you
fucking
used to have to sneak 2 miles behind a Dunkin' Donuts in the woods to play Airsoft.
like eating like all the McDonald's.
Well, like the community back then was much different.
Yeah,
It was way more niche.
It was more adult.
Yeah, it was like it was hardcore, and everybody expected it to be hardcore.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Like again, with communism, anything can work with 10 people because you can sit around and have a discussion and have it work.
Yeah.
Once you start injecting new blood,
I get it.
you'll fucking fail, dude.
I get it.
You'll fucking fail. All these fields in the beginning that like we're the hardcore fucking field. Where are they?
Yeah.
That's true.
They're fucking gone. You know why?
Yeah.
Because nobody actually wants to fucking play that.
I mean, the rules weren't like you played 500 feet per second.
No,
it
I
was
just want it for
basically-
one game
It
where
was
it's-
kind of was relatively what you had, but there was no semi-auto. It was just like you
sure.
just do full auto.
Even when I started playing,
Yeah,
it was like
it was all, and that was and honestly, the most effective nobody will never not call it is like you just get a just a big old there's no like oh man I was going through the woods and then I felt it, but like it's like the one guy's firing semi-auto, but like that spurred like all the semi-auto. I think all the semi-auto rules like really spurred on the technology of like the system of PTW.
Yeah.
Gates and Jeff Trons and all these like MOSFETs to make them shoot snappier, and then obviously HPA like that's really otherwise everything would just still be full auto sewing machines.
Yeah,
but they were all
my whole shtick was 500 FPS, 500 FPS no med, real caps only, because now you're limiting the ammo.
I say this to the guys in the group all the time. I said personally, like games like MSW, like everybody's wearing like armor. and plates and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
because there's a benefit to wearing real plates.
Yeah,
in
I
MSW.
would-
MSW's chrono rule should be 500.
I think it should be, because guess what? When you do CQB and like the biggest pet peeve of mine would be like you go in and then no one else follows you. That fucking shit drives me up a wall.
You
And-
get laced up.
and I get laid
but
up,
it drives
laced
you
up.
up a wall. I also keep in mind that MSW's chrono rules are like 365 with a 2.5.
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
and
it's
I
pretty
think
standard. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But if they
dude-
did that, it would be like, they would be like, oh, wow, we if we're going to go attack this group or do something or go into this room, we better be fucking committed.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Some guys are like, now I can understand why you wouldn't do that, because you want to lose your teeth and all that stuff.
Mouth guard.
But yeah, mouth guard, and just be, and then you'd be more. But then like the other thing is that's not an airsoft game. It's more like
It's a LARP.
yeah, LARP
experience,
more so.
yeah.
It's more so.
High rent fun.
So, but like I've always thought they could go up it a little bit. I think for especially the distances they do play at, and just the clientele in general would be accepting of it, I would think. But I
I
don't
think
know.
when I first started playing airsoft here, actually,
No, that was the Wild West.
it was 400. Once rules were established.
It was
Yeah.
It was
when it
400.
was the previous. It was 400 with a 2.0.
No,
2.5.
it was 2.5.
Yeah, I've had that.
No, I'm talking like 2011, 2012 here.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jordan, I
remember it
started
was
the
2.0s.
rules. No, it was 2.5s.
Was it 2.5s?
2.5s.
I remember it being 2.0s.
Nope.
Yeah, the BioVal bags.
Yep.
But,
it was just anything under 400, like you were good. But
Yeah.
but all he had was like a paintball chrono.
Yeah, it was the red paintball chrono
Yeah.
that like Airsoft GI also used.
Yeah.
But it was also like, hey, were you here last week? Yeah. You don't have to chrono.
Brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, hey, person in charge, we should probably like regulate this a little bit. And so we like came up with 5 fucking rules. You know what I mean? I was not a member of staff. I was just a player,
Yeah.
but I just took it upon myself to be like, hey guys, welcome. This is what we're going to try to do here. But in reality, no chrono tags.
No, there was nothing.
There was no proof of purchase. There was no,
No.
like anything. It was,
This is also back in the day where if you brought a friend with you, you got a $5 discount.
That's pretty cool.
I don't even remember that.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
That I kind of like that if you had some kind of like I had mentioned I don't know how we want if we want to mention anything, but like some kind of pass, or you were like a member or something like that, and you were able to bring a guest. Maybe just one time, whatever. It's not like going to be abused like a gym or something like that.
Yeah.
But they got a reduced rate to try to get them into it, where it's like, oh, wow, this is cool. This is awesome. And like, you'd be like, come on, man, I'll bring you for the day. It's
Yeah.
only like $20 or whatever, like $5 less or whatever.
I think those are great ideas for fields that are starting out
Yeah.
that want to create a player base.
Yeah.
In our case,
Yeah. I don't,
we
yeah.
have
I
a
could,
pretty big player base.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I don't want more players. I'm just saying that like, I don't want to get to a point where we just have so many fucking players here that all the games kind of suck because there's too many fucking players.
yeah. I could see that with new CQB. That might have been the issue that we had that first day. Might have been
don't
too
think so.
many.
I don't.
Too many.
No, I
So-
don't think so.
We ran it.
Oh, really?
We ran it Saturday.
Okay.
We had so Saturday and Sunday we had over 100 people both days, and it ran fine.
Oh, okay.
Like it ran fine.
Oh, all right.
In terms of numbers of players, now there's definitely like I was saying, like maybe a stronger position on each side. But in terms of players, like because I watched all of them, there was never a point where there was like 25 people all bunched up behind the same piece of cover, something like that. Like I don't know how much more we can go because we just haven't had 200 players. We'll see for Blood Diamond, I guess. Because it could get fucking wild in there if you get 150, 200 players in there.
Yeah.
I don't think 200 players could play in there, but
Are they crazy?
But we
just,
don't know.
Just pyro. Like, here's another tip. Hey guys, having a grenade on you may be
Oh, yeah.
advised to just throw it right into a building, and you don't have to, things like that. Like people don't maybe they don't know like little tips and tricks. I don't know, but like I'm surprised more people just aren't gonna. I would assume more people are gonna invest in some pyro after playing that a couple of times.
Oh, yeah.
we sold a fuck ton of grenades this week.
Oh, you did? Okay, all right.
I'm
Because
trying to set some aside for Blood Diamond because
Okay.
I need some for some fragos. But
I am also a big proponent of making like those tips videos because they will help clarify rules, but they'll also be it'll also serve as good general advice from people that built the field and run the field. Like, and it could be silly. I mean, these are going to be shorts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And really, overall, it's going to be entertainment, but it's going to be good
I
information.
think it's people thinking like, oh, wow, I never even really thought about doing that. Like,
Yeah. Because a lot of times I will say, like, to circle back to the tourniquet thing, when I see the player go, oh, I'm hit, let me get my tourniquet out, it's like in their ass pocket, cargo pocket, all the way below their fucking dead rag. Like, they have to reach it out. So if I run over to you, I'm like, where's your tourniquet?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know. Okay, I'm doing the 30 seconds, man. You find your tourniquet later.
It could be like 5 ways to clear mosque. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
it's like,
Well, here, give
you
me
have
one of your
You
magazines.
have
Give me one of
entrances
the-
here. There's, it'll
Like,
show the layout of
just a
certain
simple thing. Like,
structures on
some
the
people
field.
don't realize it is like having the magazine positioned like this to reload instead of this way and fumbling it.
Oh,
I don't
my
know.
one of
Like,
my
maybe
favorite
some
is
people,
seeing
maybe
dudes
some
that,
people don't know that. Like, just
Rich,
little
you
things
don't-
here
you
and
don't-
there.
You don't grab your mags like this.
And like
one of my
that-
favorite. One of my favorite is seeing when they have the ammo up, and I'm like, that's not a good idea, man.
What do you mean? Like
This
it's,
yeah,
oh, and they pull it out like that.
yeah, but then
No, they
really-
fumble with it because you can't reach down low.
Oh,
yeah.
That's so.
And then there's dirt in the top of it because they crawled through the woods at one point.
Oh.
It's just like, yeah, now you have to like knock the dirt off the top of your mag too.
If it rains, you're getting water
Yeah, you're
like
getting
trapped
water.
in your mag.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting. I'm going to a wedding, but I really would love to play that Gun Gamers game. In that, it's gonna be
Can't wait.
It's gonna be so goofy.
That whole wedding could happen at the gun.
I
Gamers
know.
game.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah, Evan. Yeah, I don't want to go to Colorado for your wedding.
Colorado.
Yeah, come on. But yeah, the field is just really good. Like right now,
it's a
like
fun
that.
time.
How you got it set up and everything like that. It's definitely worth coming out. And I think I want to play a night game there. That's
I
The
really
lights look
want.
so fucking.
I know.
I really want to do a night game too. I think it'll be.
Like June 10th.
Yeah, it's
I
beginning of
think
June.
I think what'll make the night game interesting. So playing there during the day, like the shade in the buildings really helps conceal you. But I think at night you'll be able to kind of see what's in the buildings a little bit better.
I think it's going to be cool when tracers, when they hit the metal and they fucking explode.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna look cool.
It's gonna be fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I hope by that time I get my Saiga 12 so I can have that. Oh man, I got that thing coming in. I'm
June 14th.
I'll have it by then. I'll have
Is that a gas blowback?
yes, the 3-round, and it's got the tracer unit on it. I'm getting it from somebody. I don't want to mention them, but
Yeah.
but
So wait, the
I'm
gas
getting
the gas blowback Sega 12 is
A tri-shot.
a
it
try
is-
shot.
It's bolts going back and then it's picking up.
3 BBs.
So how it works is the nozzle is already in forward. It's just the piston. It's actually very ingenious how the
So the
system works.
BBs are already in the chamber. It's just the bolt going back and forth. Ah.
Yeah, it's actually like very
3
reliable.
barrels?
There's 3 barrels. They're fixed hop up, but if you literally like, I've watched so many videos, and obviously the YouTube channel Explosive Enterprises is excellent for
He's a gas gun wizard.
gas gun, and they do some AEG stuff, but like a lot of tips and tricks too, like like how
Yeah,
we
it's all
got those.
gas gun related.
And then we also how I found out about the Thunder Bee
yeah.
blank fire grenades
Yeah.
from them, and they did a review on it. But that they did 2 in-depth things of the Saiga, and it's gonna be awesome. And I got I think it's coming in today from AirTech, the Magwell adapter, so I can just
Normie.
run EPM1 mags
Normie.
in it. So I can just like,
Normie.
and I can literally just keep. I'm going to blast so many people with 3-round bursts. It's going to look awesome at night. Cinematically, it's going to look sick as shit.
I agree with you, but I just think the Magwell adapters are fucking normie.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I
got
guess
him.
so. Well, oh man, being effective. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
No.
Laughs at 30
it's
round
gonna
mags.
it's gonna make your Sega 12 look stupid.
No, actually, if
It
you
actually
look,
doesn't. So
if you actually look at the picture, it literally has the same profile as the big long mags that literally are tremendous. Like,
yeah.
So like,
Okay, then it looks.
So that
it's
dude,
not as bad.
It's
Look,
the chunky 12 gauge
Look,
mags.
it's
that
gonna,
make it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's gonna be like most of the guns
It'll
that
be
I
effective.
get. They're like, I don't know about this. How about here? Perfect example. I brought it today because I just want to shoot it a little bit because I don't get to. Remember the bodyguard, that little TM bodyguard with the TDC, and it just shoots
That little
forever.
pistol,
It's so dumb. You're like, why is this gun shoot so well?
That'd be
I don't know.
perfect for the gun
The
gamer.
MP7, the same thing. Like, why does it need an air stock? Okay, but then like, all right, I have a collection of guns that are like they're they may
weird.
not be everybody's tea, but then once they shoot them, they go, yeah, it's pretty good, and I get it. But like, Not my cup of tea, but I get like, it's not like, oh man, it looks like this, and then like it shoots like shit. It's like, okay, this gun shoots pretty good.
Since you're super into Legos, we should make like a Lego gun that like we put an HPA engine in.
Oh my
hop
god,
up
that'd be
and
hilarious. Yeah, I could definitely do that. I mean, dude, my Lego collection
That would
has
be
gotten
so brittle.
You'll have to like
Super
you'll-
glue 'em.
Yeah, super glue the pieces together.
Oh, it'd be easy. Yeah, you could do that.
It will not be easy.
And realistically, all you have to do is make the facade.
I feel the 3D print coming.
Yeah.
You're constrained by the dimensions of the Lego pieces themselves, and it might not.
You would have to use proprietary parts on the internal. To
But
just
I
basically.
would like it to pretty much all be Lego, except for like just the internals that make
In all honesty, on Rebrickable,
Lego trigger.
on Rebrickable, there's probably a couple of like actual Lego guns that like shoot rubber bands and
I've seen
all that
those.
kind of stuff.
They shoot Lego
So, like,
pieces.
yeah, Lego
in
pieces,
The
all kinds
semi-auto.
of- yeah.
I've seen some crazy
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, it's ridiculous. Rebrickable is awesome. They just take like old sets or some other thing and they make it into something completely different. It's like, oh my god.
Some kid's gonna come up to Chrono in 2 weeks and be like, "Ref, can I get this Chrono?" And it's a fucking Lego hand.
Okay, now here's the thing. Does
A
the
Lego
okay? Here's the
fixed
thing.
carry handle.
Does
Fuck.
should it have? Okay, there's two schools of thought. I kind of want it has to be maybe a certain color scheme, or should it just be the like just
No,
every
Legos.
color,
Yeah.
every
Yeah, I want
random
the-
color possible?
I want like the yellow,
yes,
yeah,
excellent. All right,
red,
Oh.
yellow, blue, fucking
Yo,
green.
and here and no red. You can't mount a red dot. So what you got to do is there's the lightsaber, little like fiber optic, and you got to use those as the rear sights. There's little
Yes.
two red and yo.
Yeah.
In all honesty, you know what, Anthony? Shit, I don't want to
Lego-
spend any more money with you, buddy.
Lego has like worm gears. You can even make the sights adjustable.
Oh my
for
god,
wind
yes you
and
can. Oh
elevation.
my, this is bad. This is so bad.
Well, that's
I'm
like
gonna make
one
but
of
then
the-
we got to make it shoot. It's got to shoot like an incredible.
Well, it'll be an HPA.
Well, this is like
Oh,
one
yeah.
of the first Zulu shorts that we put on YouTube that got over 100K.
and then the second one is AEG. That'll be the real challenge.
yeah.
That's just like
Like
vibrating.
no grip. Like the motor will be held in by the Legos.
Oh yeah.
And we'll make it challenge. We're not going to use a V3 with like a fixed motor cage. It's going to be like the Legos have to hold the motor. In
This is
place.
just Anthony trying to charge you $5,000.
Of course. Well, he better. Well, he better.
Well, he'd be building the
well,
Legos.
You better figure out how to do the PayPal because I want to use PayPal.
But
yeah. That
This
It's so
reminds me.
weird.
Hold on, before we get too
I'm
far
still
off.
figuring out Shopify.
Before we get too far off, this reminds me. There was I can pull it up. It's a short on YouTube. This dude went to like fucking Target and bought the toy Thor's hammer that was battery powered. That when you press the button, it made the lightning bolt sound.
Yeah, I saw
cool.
that, yeah.
Yeah, cool. He gutted it and he put a fucking Polar Star in it.
Oh yes.
And then
that's right.
And then he ran a fucking hose to a backpack, and it was like the box mag, like steel hose.
Yeah.
So when he pulled the trigger, it would fire the HPA engine, but he had to point it at you like Thor's hammer.
That's kind of hilarious.
And it would auto wind the box mag in his backpack, so he would always have ammo. And he's like, "Ref, does this count as an LMG?" And I'm just like, "It doesn't have a feed tray and a top." Dave,
Yeah, no.
I was like, "Does it have a semi-automatic?"
I
He
do
goes,
like-
yes. I was like, "Fantastic."
But if it
Put on.
shot 270, would it count as an SMG
You know,
or an SMG class?
What if?
To me, I want to
Okay,
say
so
yes.
how
I
about
want
the-
to say
Dave,
yes.
Dave,
No,
what
but
about
it's got to be
All right. So
got to
what?
be at a certain caliber.
What about if you had a day where you got to like
The
whitening
you,
God
allow,
doesn't
you,
need
allow,
a caliber.
you allowed people to bring
45.
their creations,
Excalibur.
and somebody brought like something like that, and they were able to shoot full auto. It was a specific day for like people that create wacky stuff. Like
We'd have 6 people here.
no,
No,
but regular
normal
people, but
open
regular,
play, but
regular
just like,
open
hey,
play,
on
but
this day,
people
like,
we're
the wacky and weird
we're
day.
allowing the wacky stuff, and then people everybody
Basically,
knows.
any video that Scott's ever done.
Oh God. My heart's not in it. I'll be honest with you.
I think it'd be funny.
Yeah.
I think it would just be
You'd see some weird
I think
shit.
it'd be funny for
Ballistic
the first
knives?
game.
I think it would be
Yeah,
interesting
I
just to
would.
see
See
what
that,
would
or,
come
like,
up.
The one that comes to mind is like the dude that took an M16 kit, put it on a GHK, turned it into the experimental Vietnam M16 LMG. You know which one I'm talking
Oh,
about?
the Colt one, yeah.
Yeah. And then he HPA tapped it to be like a Daytona gun. So he was just running like AEG mags in a full fucking.
Oh, that's
blowback.
cool.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah.
Again, Scott did a video on it.
Yeah.
Just fucking wacky shit like that. Like your heart's in it. You did the nerdism. You made it cool and you made it work right. Like that type of stuff.
That'd be kind of cool. I'd like to see that. Just
Type
I
shit.
think it's almost like
It'd be better to have like an expo. Like,
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
hey, set up a tent, show us your wacky shit type thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
That'd be a good Thursday thing.
Let everybody come. No.
Yeah.
Let the players come around and judge it, and then it's like a community judged who did the best weird shit.
Oh, I'm down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
that's
fun.
good. Yeah.
I mean, we can just have people watching the podcast submit things. We could
Yeah,
do
that too.
Oh, yeah, what
it
about
could be our own like cursed gun images type.
Oh, and then
segment.
everybody reacts. Oh, that'd be great. That'd be fantastic.
I don't want to
like
rate
that.
people's kit, but I think we could look at some creative.
Well, you
guns.
don't want my Cry SBC?
I don't care.
We'll rate anything.
I don't care where you put your pouches, but
Yeah,
like
we already did a gear
cool
review and we
creative-
all hated it. Right?
Oh, what about the
cool creative guns.
And everyone's gear except for yours has already changed.
I'm a dinosaur.
There's been flea markets and expos we've done here where some guy that is 3D printing, he came and he made these adapters so that you could put like soda cans and Pringle cans.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah, didn't he?
Yeah.
Make, he's the same guy that made that that flash hider that was
Yeah,
like.
he made a huge
It's literally
birdcage,
this-
right? It's like this.
Yeah, I took a picture of
it's
it.
like
It's
this
literally-
big, and then the hole is like right here. To mount it
And what's
onto your gun.
hilarious is that in
Gun
action,
hit.
it looks like Photoshop in the photo I took with you, but it's real. Like it literally looks. It's hilarious. I like stuff like that. That's because then you like talk to somebody like, hey man, I'm like looking for a solution. You know what I mean? To something like I'm actually thinking like for you,
Wait.
I got to get for the MP7. I have that Hydra mount because I went with the Hydra mount, the fake one, and the battery
one
space.
buys
That's the only thing with that MP7 is the battery space for the little Polar Star. It's a pain in the ass. There's like a little bit of space on the rail. Maybe make a little box that I could put the battery in and just have the line running out. I think something like that.
I
But I
think
like
that's called
talking to
a,
people like that because they
I
get
think that's called a battery box.
yeah, but a small one, like not like looking like a peck or anything like that.
Okay.
Like yeah, it would be like really tiny and it would
No,
be.
you'll have an actual pack on your Hydra mount, and
Yes.
then you'll have like the fake pack.
I should just have two.
Oh, and that'll match
it
with
would-
his. It'll go with the fact he has two lights on there.
That
too.
is true. Look, everyone goes, why do you have
You
two
sent
lights?
me a picture of the MP7 with like
His MP7 weighs more than my M4 with the
No, it
body.
had a
doesn't.
bunch
No,
of
it doesn't.
attachments
It
on
literally
it.
still weighs.
It weighs 500 pounds.
No, it literally weighs with the
Whittling.
red dot,
Whittling.
a red dot, the Hydra mount, the
two flashlights.
two flashlights that are IR and white light.
Both mod lights.
The CAC suppressor, and then a replica of not the Raid, but the Engol, because it actually has the real plug.
let's just say 6 is 1 and 5 OS
It's
is
literally
none.
4.9 pounds. 4.9 pounds. It literally weighs nothing.
And 4 pounds of it is attachments.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Jordan, you're one to talk.
But look, but
Yeah,
here,
I
here,
know.
but
he
here's
just did it to an MP7.
Yeah.
You did it to your
Yeah, you guys
416.
are in the same support group.
dude.
Relax.
I don't know, man. I played with the boss.
It feels nice to give someone else shit about it. I'm sorry.
Hi, my name's Jordan, and I have 20 attachments on my gun. Hi, Jordan.
But wait, did you actually post up the picture of your gun with all the attachments we took a photo?
No, I fucking didn't. That was excessive. That was
We need
that
to
was
do
the
that.
byproduct
Did you show
of you,
the-
Tyler,
did you
and
show-
Tony
did you
Baloney.
show- did
No,
you-
I could show them when we take a break. It's
Oh
fucking
man,
hilarious.
it's ridiculous.
Okay, so my gun is usable. What they did to it was not usable. They
What's-
took. I'll put it on screen. They took the
Sounds like,
MWS.
sounds like a skill issue, Jordan.
They took the MWS with the boss system on it, put the ACOG on, took the EOTech off. Then put Richie's M203 IR laser gun sight on.
Oh, God.
Put the EOTech on the rail that was on the side.
Yeah, why not?
Put another flashlight on. Put another fucking can on. And they're like, how do we add another pack box to this? I'm like, guys, this gun already weighs 22 pounds. Can we fucking stop.
But wait a second. Then I took a Comp M4 and put it on the other side because it was off from the flashlight, so you could do a side and shit like that.
You need a 45-degree mounted master key shotgun on the top right, so you can.
yeah.
You know, that's what you need.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, you also need the buttstock mag pouch." And I was like, "Nope, that's where I draw the line." Dave told me no. I'm nope, not doing that.
That's some.
No, but
code
I
shit.
ran. I literally ran the boss unit at that game. That was my first time buying it, using it. I actually bought the last unit, which is kind of funny. I was like, all right, I'll get it. I was like, okay, and then it's fun, but like, dude, it was so heavy on the 416, and that's why I had just recovered from 2 weeks worth of flu, and I was running out there like a maniac, and I have to realize that I'm 40, and all of a sudden my back just went. I was like, oh, and like I couldn't play the rest of the day. I was all fucked up, and then later on at night, when everybody leaves and everything like that, I'm like, yo, Jordan, can you like crack my back, dude? He cracks my back, and it literally
I felt it in my sternum.
He did 3, and I was like, and I'm like, and he's like, wait a second, let me get it better. And it was literally 9. It was like, and I was like, oh, and I was like, well, now I feel like playing. I was like, fuck. So now I'm like, you know,
Mind you, when I picked him up,
Richie
like,
gets taller and he starts mewing.
His back was like perfectly up against my chest. When I did that, it was just like,
yeah, I was.
the
fuck?
Yeah, I literally I just sucks. But
You should put the boss unit on your SMG.
oh yeah, that's
You get full auto with
I
the
should.
boss.
Well, if we're gonna do that, if
There's
we're gonna
photos of MP5s from like the 80s.
with the mag
wait, we're
light
gonna
on
do
top.
whole Half Life. I'm gonna put it on the NGRS, and we're gonna.
Well, that's what I was
Well,
getting
you
at.
mount it to your SD, so you're using the hose clamps somehow.
God, Jesus.
Well, so like the thought process there, because there's one specific photo of it. The dudes with the MP5 SDs with the mag lights on top, and it was because they were like, we'll just point the light at it, and if they're in the light, they're getting shot.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was CQB inside of a building.
yeah,
it makes sense.
to 15 feet. Yeah, I mean, you're probably.
We need a folding stock that when like you fold the stock, another one comes out, and they're two different stocks. Oh, so like
Here, Anthony, check your phone. I sent you the photos.
Oh shit! Let's take a break. I need some more coffee.
Why? Oh, this part-time job that I have where they pay me $50 a day, maybe.
It was so
Like,
great.
Hey, by the way, here's all this unpaid labor you have to fucking do now too.
It's so great.
I've had to do that too.
Oh my god.
what's your name?
Also, speaking of Dave going on vacation, there was one time where me and Nick thought it'd be really funny to fuck with him. So Dave's in Florida. I think Mario was somewhere too. And
Yeah.
this is at the new field, at this field. So me and Nick were like, it'd be really funny if we set off a bunch of smoke grenades in these brand new buildings that Dave built, and then take a picture with the fire extinguisher and send to Dave like we're freaking out. So, no sooner did I hit send on my phone than Dave's just like, what the fuck? What? Dave, look at the picture again.
Yeah.
Then fast forward a couple.
I mean, too bad you didn't have like black smoke for that.
No, it was all white.
No.
Jordan, I'll send you the photo if you want to try and put it.
Yeah, you can. I was gonna say fast forward a couple years, the dumpster was actually on fire, and I'm calling Dave panicking.
Also, when I threatened to burn the field down.
Oh yeah.
How's your insurance? Yeah.
How's your fire insurance?
Oh
Why
boy.
did you do that?
Oh, so
Oh, this was great.
around
This was a great prank.
around Zulu bonus time, I think, right?
Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore. But yeah.
No, it doesn't.
What?
Another thing that died with me, Zulu.
It didn't die with you.
Soon after. Mario and Dave pulled me into the Connex box to give me my bonus, as I find out later on.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, Sean, as you know, some things happen with the lease in the field and whatnot, and long story short, we're going to do in paintball now too." And I'm like,
Well, no, we were like, if we don't raise enough money, we're gonna have to do paintball up here. So we're looking for investors.
Yep.
So like, do
You were
you
busting
wanna,
his balls.
"Yes,
we were just fucking with the
Yeah.
hardcore. And I can't believe we both kept it together for so long. And we were just like, yeah. So if it's what did I say, $1,000 for one or 10,000 for 1%,
something like that." It was some absurd number that if you look back at the conversation, like that is nowhere near the amount of money.
It was like we had to buy out cousins.
Yeah.
To like regain
Yeah.
control over the property, and he was just like, oh, like almost to tears, like, oh, no. No.
And I looked Mario and Dave in their face, and I'm like, "Is your fire insurance up to date?"
Dude, he's
We're gonna burn this fucker down.
burn his shit to the
I'm
ground.
like, "Enola Gays are firehouses. We all know this. We can make this happen. Fuck these people."
And then I was like, yeah, everything is right here in this letter. And then he opened it up, and it was this fucking,
It was like $200 in gift cards. I'm like,
yeah.
Have we talked about Mario's parting gift prank on the podcast before?
No, we haven't.
Oh, that's right.
That was so
crazy.
good.
Dude.
Got you good fuckers.
Every one of the refs with divorced parents was like
Two
going
Christmases.
through it.
And it was Christmas time.
"Oh,
It was great. So Mario, like a couple weeks prior to this, just after the day we sat down, we always sat down and talked about what the next move is, right? And so he's like, yeah, sit down. He's like, Papa. He's like, my kids have kids now. I'm a grandfather. This takes up a lot of my weekends, and if I can't do it 100%, I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? And so I just want to spend time with his grandkids. So we were like, okay, well, we need to tell the staff. And I was like, we need to tell the staff so it's not like, oh, Dave kicked out Mario. Like, no,
Yeah,
it
or
was
there's
like,
some kind of like conspiracy thing.
yeah, no.
that happens.
And
So they told us in the worst way possible.
so I was like, wait. I was like, listen. I was like, let's scare the fuck out of the staff. I was like, let's come up with a fake argument. I was like, we'll have Sean text all the refs that we're going to do a meeting after open play on Saturday or whatever, and we need everybody there. Like it's a serious fucking meeting or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna pretend like I don't know about it. So we had Mario text Sean, and then Sean texts all the staff, and all day, whoever was working, I think Sean was working too.
I was working, and I will say the only reason I figured out that it was a ruse before it even started was this was back when it was before Square had dedicated registers, so we were still using an iPad.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Dave's Apple account was logged in on the iPad. So every time Mario and Dave were texting back and forth, like, "Oh, it's gonna be really fucking funny," they have no idea what's gonna hit them. I'm at the register, and I just see the text come up, and I'm like, "Oh, we're getting fucking pranked tonight."
Oh, dude. And
I walked up to you because I was rapping. I was like, Dave, do you know about what this meeting is later? And you were like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, dude.
Why are you guys talking about a fucking meeting?
Yeah, because everybody was
like, go do your job. I was like, oh shit.
But how long ago was this?
This was 2020.
it was after COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this was
Because
December.
I wasn't
2020.
reffing, but I was still in charge of the ref chat.
Yeah. And yeah, so all day,
Like 21?
It was
Yeah,
whenever
maybe.
Nick knew Nick started reffing, because he had only been reffing for like a month and a half, and he was legitimately shitting his pants when they
yeah, I
started.
made him stand outside
Yeah.
because I didn't want him to like get freaked out. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, so like all day, like beforehand, I was like, Mario, we can't talk to each other during the day. We have to act like there's some sort of like some beef, like some barrier. And so we didn't like all our conversations were just like, hey, did the refs go up? Okay. You know, like it was like that. Like, and usually we were fucking around. And
They deserve Oscars.
And so we're doing this all day, and it was getting real hard to do. But like all the staff, I could tell they were trying to pry, like, what's going on? What's going on? And I was just like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, there's no fucking meeting tonight. What are you talking about? And then I would immediately have to like go and do something because
You try not to laugh.
well, try not to laugh. And then
yourself
also,
away.
like, you don't want to have too much of a conversation because then the holes start, they start putting two and two together. If I don't have a good answer, then it's going to ruin the whole thing.
Yeah, it's going to unravel.
So the end of the day comes, right? I'm still over at registration purposely dragging my fucking feet because I know that all the staff needs to kind of work their way over to Anthony's room. It wasn't his, it was like the hangout room, right?
Yes.
And so I'm like counting the drawer slow as fuck. And some of the staff are still hanging around. And in my head, I'm like, fucking go. What are you doing? Get the fuck over there. And I'm like slowly putting everything away. And then finally fucking, all the staff's gone. And I'm trying to laugh. Pre-laugh. I'm trying to pre-laugh to get the giggles out, right? So I put everything away and I'm waiting because I know that Mario's going to send one member of staff over to be like, hey, Mario was talking to you, whatever. Fuck. And so again, I'm like locking up the Connex box also. I can't remember who they sent over.
It may have been Nick. Maybe because
I don't know. It wasn't
when
me.
we all went in the room, right? Nick went in there and Mario was like, Nick, I'm sorry, but you have to stay outside for this. Because Nick was still new and we were all like, what the fuck is going on?
I don't even know what Mario said. I know the gist of it, but I don't know what Mario said to like set you guys up.
So we got in the room and we all sat
And you're
down.
all in like where the shop is for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're all there.
You guys weren't here.
No, it was over there because
it was over there.
I remember specifically Tyler, Joe, and I were standing in the doorway, like where the air fill station is now. And we were just sitting there laughing because we'd all figured out it was going to be a fucking prank.
Yeah. So like Mario sits us down. He's like, okay, guys. So we need to talk about Dave. And we're like, what's going on with Dave?
Oh my God, is this an intervention? Like,
That's what we thought
We
at
need to
first.
talk about Dave. He's like, so I own a business, a very successful business. And, when you own a business, you want to make sure the money you're making is more than the money that's going out. And Dave
This is perfect, by the way.
Yeah.
And we had talked about this. I had just bought a Team Wendy helmet. And I was showing it
my
off.
God.
I was showing it off all day.
So he's basically
yo, check out this
he's
Team
framing
Wendy.
it up like so. Dave's basically been using the Zulu card to make personal purchases, and it's not good. It's not good for the business, and we all need to. Now, most of our reactions are like, all right, if Dave's doing that, that's fucked up. But why are you telling us? This?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
This is like
we're
so.
staff. Like, why are we getting involved in that?
it would have been so much funnier if you rented like a luxury car for the day or something.
I know, dude. Or I could have just driven one of Mario's cars,
Yeah.
honestly.
We were like white, we were like just sitting, like we listened. Nobody said a fucking
Dude,
word.
Elena was
he
like ready
could've-
with tears.
Yeah.
He could have added. He could have added. Like I'm
trying-
seeing some discrepancies. I'm wondering if some of you guys got some money from him, and then like everybody starts freaking out. Like they're like
all their bonuses.
Wait, yeah, like
wait,
whoa,
what?
what's going on?
Well,
Wait,
and while this is happening, right, where I'm sitting, I can see the door in between now my shop and this shop. And I see like Jordan in the doorway laughing. And in my head, I'm like, Jordan's a real piece of shit. Like, this is not funny. Like,
Tyler, Joe, and I were back there cracking
Like,
up. We're like, this
how
is
do
the
you-
bit.
how
We're
do
getting
you-
dragged into
it's
it.
like, how do you get a kick out of this? This is fucked up, right? And then Dave walks in.
Okay, so when I walk in, I almost lose it.
We all stop talking. We all look at Dave.
Dude, the looks on everybody's face, I was like, Mario, whatever Mario said was perfect. Everybody looked at me
I mean, you
like
made it sound like you're doing like embezzling or some shit.
it looked like I was the fucking bad guy of all bad guys coming in. Like I had a harem of like,
Oh, dude, JoJo was ready to kill you.
yes.
Did he like? Did Mario say like something
Not
like,
yet.
"Yeah, we're gonna lose
Not yet. So,
the shop,
Dave-
the field because
Dave
of
walks
Dave."
through the room a couple of times. The first time he comes in, he's just passing through to get to the bathroom.
Yeah,
and he
I
walks
had to
in.
do that because I was
Yeah.
gonna laugh. I had to do that
He
because I was
walks
gonna
in,
laugh.
right? And he's like, what? Right? And he's like, what the
Jesus,
fuck?
guys,
And then he
what?
walks past, he goes to the bathroom. And the moment
I was
Dave
dying
leaves,
laughing in the bathroom.
The
I was
moment,
dying
the moment
laughing.
Dave goes to the bathroom, Mario just like continues. He just keeps talking about Dave and embezzling money and all this shit. We're just like, what the fuck, right? And then Dave comes back to go outside, and he's like, what the fuck? Like what the fuck's going on? And then Mario's like, Dave, we need to talk about how you're using the Zulu card. And he's just like, what the fuck? Like, he's like beside himself. He's like, really, like I feel so backstabbed right now. He's
Yeah,
like, what?
You fucking cheating on me?
Right. And then
Well, I was like, "Was this a fucking ambush?" I
Yeah,
was like, "What
and-
the fuck is this?" I was like, "Mario, we always discuss shit in private. Why are you bringing the fucking kids in the room?"
he's like, why are you airing out the dirty laundry in front of the fucking kids?
Oh my God.
And it's just, and Mario's just so calm. He's like, but Dave, you're using the card and you're buying these things, and we're business partner and the staff and
And we're loud. We're being
Yeah,
loud.
it was like a domestic.
and then Dave was like, at some point, I think probably because he was about to start laughing.
Yeah.
He was like, I fucking can't. So he goes, he leaves, he slams the door,
And I walk out.
Dude,
when he
you guys
walks
must have
out-
been like, "What the fuck
walks
is
out,
going on?" here?
slams the door. We're all like, all right. And Mario just like continues to fucking tell us about what Dave's doing.
So while that's stop messing with the volume.
No,
dude.
no,
You're
because
fucking
you
everybody up.
guys are peeking it and you're moving away from the mic, so I have to
That's
turn
all
it
right,
up.
whatever. So I slam the door. Nick's out there. Nick's a new ref, right? He can hear everything. We're being loud as shit, but he's like, leaning up against the railing. And so I lean up against the railing next to him, and I was like, Nick, this is all a joke on the staff. I was like, so don't,
And before you left and slammed the door, right? As you and Mario were going back and forth, Mario's sitting down the whole time. He's just sitting down like so calmly, like it
Cool
was
as a
like an
cucumber.
intervention.
He was like on the other side of the table.
As this
too.
is happening, JoJo is sitting there talking to himself out loud. He's just like, hell nah. What the fuck?
because we were yelling at each
He's
other.
like, nah. Like he's like, it's not
'Cause at
supposed
this
to
point-
be this way.
Because at
Like,
this point, does JoJo have the snack bar?
no,
No.
No,
No,
this is
okay.
right.
no, he didn't.
No.
JoJo's mentality was like, friends don't do this,
Yeah.
like what the fuck is going on? Like, this is not how this is supposed to be. So
So I come back
Yeah.
in, and we keep going back and forth. But this time I'm standing right next to Mario, and now I'm getting in his face.
no wait. So
You're
when,
really,
when
you guys are really committed to this.
Yeah,
So-
at this
so
point,
yeah,
I'll-
How many staff don't know this is going on? Like
everybody likes actually sitting there.
Yeah,
No, like how many? Like no, but like how many people? How many?
there was
staff?
there was
16 people.
yeah, there was like 16 people
Oh,
there.
wow.
And I,
In that little room? How the hell did they all fit
well, like
there?
I said, like
We were tight.
Joe, Tyler, and I were standing in the doorway over here, and we were probably the only three laughing because we were the only three that figured out it was Joe.
Yeah. So anyway, he slams the door. He leaves. Mario keeps talking, and we're just like, what the fuck? And JoJo's just like, he's like pissed,
Seething.
like Pokemon level, like friends don't do this. Like he's about to, he's about to crash out. And then Dave fucking he runs back in. He's like, this fucking bullshit because I'm outside and I still fucking hear you, right? And then they both get up and they're both in their face, like. And then when Mario stands up, right?
No. I put my finger in his face. He stood up. Mario stood up, and I put my finger in his face. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw JoJo pop up. I saw Alex take a step forward, and also Edgar.
He got up.
And I was like, if we don't, like, they're going to beat my ass if I don't, like, end it. So I put my finger in his face, and I saw that, and then I gave Mario a hug. And then everybody's was just like, what the
He turns around like, got you, motherfuckers.
Yeah, got you, motherfuckers. And they were all just like the emotional roller coaster was just written all over their foreheads. And greatest fucking.
But then
prank
what?
ever.
And then after that, you said, Myra's like, I'm leaving. This is
Yeah. We just
they
sat him down and
explained
were
it.
like, hey, this is what's going on.
We just wanted to prank you guys.
Shit.
It was good.
Did
anybody like piss their pants, crap themselves? You know,
JoJo was about to punch me in the face.
Yeah, it's. I could see him.
I told him to shut. Actually, so when I sat down in the room,
Yeah, you did. You told JoJo to shut the fuck
I sat right next to JoJo, and I can't remember who's on my right, but I was saying something, and then JoJo tried to say something, and I was like, "Shut the fuck up!" And I could see his body language just change, right? Because I didn't even look at him. I just said it, but I could see his body language.
If you looked at him,
change.
you would have laughed.
And I was like, "Oh man!" Like I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting to get decked in the side of the fucking head. Like I've seen JoJo flip,
Yep.
and it happens very quickly, and it could have been bad for me, but greatest exit.
You seen
From
JoJo
a
go back
company.
to Patterson real quick?
Oh yeah, I've seen it. It happens quick.
Fantastic prank.
It happens quick.
Zulu pranks usually don't end well.
Of all the Zulu pranks, that was the best one, and
That really was.
and it was kind of a bittersweet. You know, Mario is beloved by everybody, and
Yes.
I was sad to see him go. He's an excellent business partner. Holy shit!
He's the best. He's awesome. I just remember me and Anthony meeting him for the first time, and then one time we went to his house, and Tony Maloney's like, "Well,
First castle on the left.
look at these stairs. They're so wide.
Yeah.
They're so wide."
Yes.
I'm trying to remember when that was. It was
Dude,
I
his
think it was
stairs are
2020.
wide. Like they were literally
It was
16
probably
foot wide.
end of 2019.
stairs.
because I wasn't working here. At that
This was
point.
before COVID. This is
Yeah.
before my shop moved in there.
It wasn't before COVID.
No, it was after COVID.
It was after COVID. I didn't start building the snack bar until after that because Mario had come to like check it out. I remember he came to check out the snack bar.
Has he played?
No, not since.
Well,
Amateur hour over here.
well, you know, that's my alarm at work. You know what I mean? So.
to wake up or
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're absolutely right for my little nap. Yes. It's sometimes you get a little nap. You know, that's especially when you work 5 to 1, which fucking sucks.
So I guess we started again. I forgot to introduce old Shawnee over here. I was outside and I saw a homeless man sleeping in a car. He was just sitting outside.
I wasn't sleeping.
No, I was just like, hey, dude, you want to come inside?
Oh man, my arm hurts.
Yeah.
That's right. How'd you hurt your arm, Sean?
I was at work, and through a series of events, I fell into an open manhole.
A series of unfortunate events.
Yes,
Was the manhole open? Did it have a cover on it?
completely wide open, not marked out, nothing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
At night.
Yeah, about 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the
this?
Where I work.
So what ended up happening? You tore your shoulder off?
Don't know yet. I know nothing's broken, according to the ER, but I'm still waiting to see an orthopedic and get an MRI and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soft
Because it's
tissue.
workman's comp. Like, yeah, we'll see in 4 weeks. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get paid?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a line of duty injury.
Yep.
The line of
I wish it was
A
a cool-
Lodi, right?
Yeah.
Is it considered Lodi?
Yeah.
Lodi.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. Yeah,
Not to be
same
confused with
thing.
Lodi, New Jersey.
Yeah. But I think it's spelled the same.
It is.
Yeah.
Line of duty. Yeah. I wish it was a cool story. Like, you know, I was fucking wrestling this bad guy, and like he's tried to stab me in the arm. Like, no.
fell in a fucking manhole.
But
Yeah.
yo, the pictures you did show me, like,
Yeah.
anyone could have, because I was.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
Especially working nights, I've seen. I'm so observant, especially with how I work. Like, I'm always looking at the ground, and like I've never had that happen. I feel bad though. The guy recently just ran over somebody. I feel so fucking bad. At my old garage. I feel so bad. I feel so bad.
That guy's fucked.
Well, it was a scooter. I don't know the particulars yet, but like it's not my old garage. It was a scooter, but I could just tell you from like working in Manhattan now, because I used to work in Queens, now I work in Manhattan. I work in East Village, so like and Lower East Side. Dude, the bike people are just, they don't give a fuck.
They're animals.
No, they don't give a shit. Like they, you know.
It's like in New York, if the front of your vehicle hits somebody, it's kind of like assumed you're at fault for it. But in New York,
pedestrians have all right of way.
right? But in New York City, it's so congested, and people are running out in front of cars. Like, if somebody does that to you while you're driving in the city, are you just like fucked because you technically hit them?
Yeah.
That's
In the city, yes. Outside, it's a little more nuanced.
Technically, so like my understanding now is the city's self-insured, so like they couldn't go after me. But let's say I was at a stoplight and there's a crosswalk, and then like a lot of people do, they let off the gas, they let off the brake, and they move up a little bit. And if I hit somebody like that, it would be on me. Yep. But like some of the other stuff, like it's unpreventable. Like I'm curious what this guy did. How it was at night, but. Yeah, and then like somebody sent me a photo, and I was like, "Oh God, jeez, I did not want to see that."
Anthony, you know what time it is? Is it Normie? What do we got today, Jordan?
This is from Creamy on Spotify. That's why I thought it was YouTube. I was going to suggest the HPA GBBR mag adapters for the next Is It Normie, but you guys already covered that. So I have a new suggestion. Is it normie to have a Bluetooth speaker on you playing music during games? And then he lists a bunch of different types of music. He goes, on your back while you're playing Airsoft.
That's a hard yes.
Yeah.
I hate it.
That's a hard yes.
Who does that?
Well, okay.
Oh my God.
A lot of people.
A lot of people.
Let's explore it, right? Let's explore it. Anything's okay in the right place and the right time.
Anthony's being really quiet because I think he's done this.
No, I haven't, but I saw one instance where I found it acceptable.
Which was?
I did that Op Fallout game, and the guy that was being the Brotherhood of Steel dude with all the armor and the LMG.
Oh, yeah.
He was playing like Brotherhood of Steel music, and I didn't find it to be. I mean, the whole game was very normie cringe because you're there to LARP Fallout, but I didn't find it.
Again, right place, right time.
Now, whenever I see people doing it here,
The last MSW that I went to, which was Georgia in 2021.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that Subway Series?
Yes.
Yeah. 23-0.
Yeah.
Sure. One of the kids that was in our group was doing that Sunday morning at like 9:30. Like everyone's done and tired. So like in that instance, it was kind of funny because he was playing like Katy Perry or whatever while we were trying to assault down a hallway.
Oh,
and I was
I think I remember,
trying to DI people in the face with the tag launcher.
Oh yeah.
You're part of the problem, Sean.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
We need to bring back Toxic Airsoft. I don't give a fuck. We need to bring it back. Yes.
Not here.
You were not here for the first half of the podcast where we talked about that.
barrel to beef. It's just that's it. You know?
Yeah.
You signed a waiver.
People are too comfortable.
I like the the ML36 is my favorite thing in Airsoft.
I know.
love that.
So I'm assuming you don't like Bluetooth speakers for Airsoft.
No.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing
headphones are for.
Civil War fucking reenactment Airsoft where you're the bugle boy, but you don't know how to play a fucking bugle or a drum.
Or drums.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're just holding the bugle
I'm
to your
not gonna
mouth and
lie,
blaring a Bluetooth speaker with the other hand.
All right,
Like,
I'm not gonna lie. If
that would be funny.
if
But, like,
the money, if like the entry would be like, let's say $150, would it be worth having to get actual like a Civil War or Revolutionary like kit and a gun that shot one BB and you had to reload? Would that be fun to play one time to be and get enough people and get enough like get 100 versus 100 and we're doing
Years
lines
ago.
of stuff?
you can muzzle load a VSR 10.
That is
RIP
true.
to your hop-up bucking. Years ago, we put it out on Facebook for the players to bring out new games, and that was one of the suggestions was Civil War trench warfare, where you had to breach load BBs for every time you wanted to shoot.
Oh, that's
That, I
hilarious.
will say, since the last time we brought up, because you brought trench warfare into it, there are so many people that are commenting that they want us to do more trenches. Spotify,
Do they want trench foot?
Dude, I don't know. Everyone's just like, whether it's on Spotify or YouTube, that's one of the big comments is like, bring more trenches. We want more trenches on the field. You guys should dig more. I'm like, fuck.
You can come dig them.
So many rocks.
So many rocks.
So many rocks, dude.
We should have a community day where people come and help dig.
That would
them.
No,
last for
because they
10
don't
minutes.
fucking help. Yeah, they help for the first 10 minutes and then they fuck off and say, where's my free entry?
Yeah.
That's it. So then we do all the rest of the work, and then they're like, I built that. You didn't do shit. You showed up, grabbed a shovel, got one fucking.
You ain't never built a berm a day in your life.
Yeah. You got
What if you have what if you had a test? You make sure they come the first day. They only get
IQ test?
At the end of the day.
They only get it at the end of the day. That's it. If you leave, okay, whatever.
16 hours later.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear shit until you've had to put out literal fires on the field as it's being built. All right?
There's some long days. Yeah.
Oh, what about the other thing I suggested about getting people if like they have like satellite dishes or weird
Props.
like props for the for
It's
CQB.
all junk. It's all junk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all junk. People are just trying to get rid of their shit, right?
Yeah.
However, I do have another comment that would be funny to go over. Same episode, this dude commented about the camo argument where Anthony was pressing buttons.
What about? Yeah.
So he said, my regular field keeps a roll of neon green and neon yellow duct tape and will wrap anyone who is clearly not defined with their camo pattern. It's a playful matter, but it gets them made fun of and turned into a public example of what not to do. I can tell you these people and everyone around them will never wear the unclear camo ever again.
Yeah, but I'm not here as a business owner to
Bully.
put down or you know, you should just come with the right shit.
Yeah.
And if
'Cause
you don't, I send you home. You learn your lesson that way. It's not a public shaming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get it, but
Also, the objective is not to make you learn your lesson. The objective is so that the people that pay to play this game are having fun playing the game.
The objective is voluntary compliance with the rules.
When is that an issue? When a
So-
big game with the multicam rule.
Also,
right?
playful
it's for-
bullying is okay.
It was for
Yeah.
Blood Diamond because the episode we did talking about the camo, Anthony was pressing Dave's buttons and Dave got a little heated with him. It's fucking hilarious. But this was a comment in response to that because he's basically saying, hey, if somebody shows up and they don't have the right camo on his field that he plays that just wraps you in neon tape and is like, you're the example of what not to do. We've tried that before with the red and the blue armbands for Crossroads and Blood Diamond, and it just gets fucking annoying.
yeah, and it's not the same, right? You pay extra money to have a better, like a more tailored experience. Part of that more tailored experience is the uniform fucking standard, right? If you don't want the uniform standard, come out, pay $35 and play open play because you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if we don't enforce the better standard, then we're literally downgrading the event, which means that players are paying more for a fucking open play event.
Well, I
You know
think,
what
I think
Are you mocking the uniform?
I think
standard
over-
that set forth by the Godfather himself?
well, here's the thing. At one point,
I bet Jonathan Dozier
Oh, he started posting again.
would, thank God.
Yeah.
who is that man?
I don't know, but he's a fucking genius.
I thought it was one of the guys in my group. I swear to God, I thought it was
It's
one
not.
of. I thought I.
Eric knows exactly who it is.
Yeah.
Wait, who?
Eric from Gun Gamers knows exactly who it is.
He's fucking amazing. We're gonna chisel. There's a big giant rock in the roundabout in the center of CQB, and we're gonna chisel into it. Dozier lives.
Oh man.
So
Is that like Kilroy?
Yeah.
we would sit like outside during lunch for the renovations, and we would like go through the Jonathan Dozier posts.
Oh, dude.
And I was like, dude, he posted one like a week ago and said it was his last post. He hasn't posted anything since then. Like 2 weeks went by, and he started posting again. I was
Because he was saying I was going to the Coast Guard.
he said he was going to basic, and I was like, Dave, what if this is like the end of it? Like, what if he's done?
No, he can't be. He can't
took
be.
like 2 weeks off and started coming back at it.
It's the most amazing shit ever. It's so smart, so well done. I love how he calls Milsim West. You're gonna have to bleep this word, West.
Yeah.
And he does it all the time. It's fucking great, man. And,
I mean,
and there's
everyone-
still people that are like, oh, this guy's such a fucking like idiot. And, and then everybody underneath is just like baited. Like you got it.
Yeah, I'm convinced that Josh also realizes who it is because Josh is playing along with it. In the
Yeah, he
comments.
does. I think so too, because he interacts all the time with it.
Well, the tip that Eric gave, I was like, okay, Josh 100% knows who this is.
Yeah. That's great.
I wish I could figure that out because I'm like, I
tell
see
you
that from
after.
time to time. I'm like, oh,
I'll tell you after.
It's
I think
yes,
I think
yes.
I think
So
a cool
good.
game would be like multicam versus like
Everything else.
Middle Eastern Op 4. That's the cheapest uniform to get.
We did that once. It was called the deployment, and it'll never happen.
Also, multicam versus everything is just called Crossroads.
Well, no, like not everything, but like it has to be like man jams and stuff.
Yeah, it's
Like-
called the deployment.
Oh, the deployment. Oh, man. May you rest in peace.
I don't know. You got a pretty good facility to bring that back now.
It's the town, dude.
Yeah, I get it.
Why do you think we haven't done Benghazi? You know,
Yeah.
many others have tried, but I don't think.
I had so much.
I have to bleep that.
Yeah.
Don't.
I have to bleep
Nope.
that.
Nope. Don't bleep it. My views do not represent the views of Zulu 24. They are mine and mine alone.
There you go. Don't bleep it.
Guess what, David? This is what I'm
You know,
about.
the photographer for that won some award, a London photography thing. It won $2K.
What?
Yeah, they posted about it.
Oh, dude, you know what's crazy? So, for whatever reason, this year at Blood Diamond, there've been like 5 or 6 people that are just like, "Hey, can I a press pass or whatever the fuck?" There's gonna be like 4 fucking photographers here.
Oh, that's cool.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
They need the blue UN press helmet.
No, it just means that I can focus a little more on the stuff I actually want to do in terms of photo and video work because they're going to take photos.
Part of the terms of that should be that they they have to send the photos to kind of help you with the photography.
I have
It'd be
tried
nice.
that before.
Listen, not everyone can be Matt Halfley. It's okay.
I have tried that before where like,
Where's the Gap video? I tell them that every time I go, where's the Gap video?
so for prime example, like there was someone that was coming out, not Andrew, someone different. They were coming out pretty regularly. It was last summer or the summer before. And I was just
I know
like,
who you're talking about.
and I'm like, hey, if you're going to do it, like Dave sent him over to me to talk to me. I was like, that's fine. If you want to share your content, that'd be great. And then they took photos for like 1 or 2 games. They're like, okay, I'm going to get out of here. I gave him my email, gave him my card. I was like, yeah, just hit me up because I'll throw the Zulu watermark on it and give you credit. And nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I had to turn.
Did you find those photos online?
No, never found him.
I
It turned
wonder-
out that person was only here to take photos of like their 4 friends.
Of course.
But because they also took a couple photos of other players, those players came to me going like, hey, your sidekick, like where are their photos? And I was like, I have no idea who the fuck that was.
Yeah, like I actually had to start turning people away because I was like, there's gonna be like fucking 10. No, like
Yeah.
I think there's legitimately. I think I approved like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I mean, I would agree to it if they wear some kind of thing, but they have to
Well, the
at
shitty
least
part
pass
comes in
along.
like,
War journalists should be able to get shot.
yeah, please don't. My cameras are expensive.
Well, so look, it never made sense to me before, but now it does, right? Like AMS. AMS, you can buy a press pass.
Yeah.
It's significantly discounted.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not paying to play. You're paying to just be there.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like $40 or $50 or whatever the fuck. And I was like, that's dumb. Why would anybody do that? Why wouldn't they just pay the full thing,
free
play
play.
with a GoPro on or whatever? the fuck, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of people that just want to take action shots, not necessarily airsoft or war footage or anything like that. It's just they want to get better or they like taking action shots and
Whatever the thing that this guy just won from that, what Sean just said that you're bleeping out or whatever. Dude, the photos look nice. They look cool. They're cool action shots. But he won $2K at some London
it's
photography
weird.
award.
NBA
Yo, you
2K?
should- What's up?
NBA 2K?
No.
Oh.
So like,
you win
I'm
2K, NBA.
I'm all for that. It's just like the one that always, I wouldn't say annoyed me, but it annoyed customers was I usually take photos when I'm reffing. Now I've started to spread it out where even if it's a day I'm not reffing, I'll try and get out there and take some photos because Andrew for a while was coming out on Sundays and he was getting into photography and he wanted to also try and turn a profit from it. Dave owns the photos at Zulu because I'm paid to take photos. Andrew was trying to sell his photos for like $2 a pop. From a photographer, that's dirt fucking cheap. Because if you call a photographer and you're like, hey, like how much is it for you to come out and take like a headshot or take like a family portrait? It's like $50 to $100 per photo.
Really?
Yeah. So him selling you the photos for $2, customers be like, well, this is bullshit. If I show up on Saturday, they're free. If I show up on Sunday, they're not good photos and I have to pay money for them. I'm like, he's just starting out. Like he also doesn't work for the field. So if the photographers come out and start doing that, it's going to create a huge gray area.
No, it's not because I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Just like everything else, right? What's the right word? Wow, my brain just went
You just
white.
melted.
The privilege of coming out here and making money on this property goes solely through me, and this is just a business thing, right? So Zulu brings the crowd, aka your customer base. Therefore, if you are making money off of Zulu's customer base, then Zulu gets a cut.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is, right?
Or at least a fucking watermark, for God's sake.
Something.
I mean, yeah.
We get something out of it, right?
Yeah.
We get either publicity or whatever the fuck, right?
Well, when do you ever get to go to somebody else's property and start making money on their property. And it's like
Set up in Dairy Queen and just start selling ices out front of Dairy Queen. in
Well,
the
you could,
parking
the
lot.
one in Newburgh close, so you could do that if you want to.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, the other side of it too is like $2 is really fucking cheap for photos like that. Like there are some paintball fields that still charge you for the photos they take.
Yeah.
It'd be like basically us setting up a system where like I still go out and take photos, but then if you want them without the egregious watermark that gets put on the front of them, you get to go through the picture sharing website and pay $10 a photo. Like I know there are some paintball fields that charge $10 to $15
Is
for a
it
photo.
actually easy to get to that?
Oh, you could do, dude. You could set that up in 20 minutes. It's easy.
I would never do, dude. I would
That's the
never
thing,
try.
though, because it's kind of lame, and we've also cultured the players to understand like you're going to come here, you're going to play, you're going to have a good time, you're going to get some cool photos because I'm running around taking the photos. Just leave the watermark.
Yes.
Oh no, but what I was saying is if like somebody wanted the photo, would you? Well, how would they go around the process? They'd have to come to you personally and be like, "Hey, can you get rid of the watermark? I'll pay you." Or is it somewhere online?
I mean, they could, but no one's ever asked.
well, let's not forget the fact that the photos and videos are so that open play is a theatrical production.
That too.
That was like
Yeah.
I think the main
That's a thing.
that was a big part of the decision to have like
It's not.
photography every weekend.
It's
No.
not.
No.
Really, honestly, it helps with traction.
There's enough players that wear cameras and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the end goal there, at least for me with the photography, is like people are sharing them. Like if you go on Reddit and you just type in Zulu 24, a fuck ton of photos from here come up. Then they're all those Zulu 24 photos with the watermark. And then people are like,
Yeah,
hey,
you guys do take a lot of photos compared to.
300 to 400 a day.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's there for the customer enjoyment. I would
Yeah.
never charge to fucking take a picture. I mean, Jesus, dude, this isn't
Yeah.
Disney World, you know.
But there are paintball fields that do it.
Dave pays Jordan so that you can have those free pictures on.
I do. Shit, what was the normie topic?
It was the speaker.
Bluetooth speaker.
Bluetooth.
yeah, okay, that's
I never even thought of.
Normie.
I don't know if I've come across that. Like,
yeah, it's.
I guess it probably has, and I probably like, oh, okay.
Every time I've seen it, like here, it's like some kid that's like, oh look, I want to get attention. Everybody, look at me, I'm being so goofy and silly. I got a Bluetooth
Yeah.
speaker.
I'm just thinking it's like
normal.
some TikTok song that's like that to get a clip or something. That's what I think of the song they would use.
We did one Benghazi here. We're at the Op 4 camp. These dudes brought like a community hookah that they were all smoking out.
Oh, yeah.
They were playing like the music out of the Bluetooth
It was
speaker.
good.
Was that the last one?
Probably.
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, more often though, it's like a kid trying to be a meme, so he's playing like Fortunate Son.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning. You had said so. Oh, dude. So, I was Dylan and I were kind of riffing back and forth. He wrote up a fuck ton of stuff, right? And I still have to go through it. But anyway, he was like, man. Well, he said something about the UN, and it like clicked something in my head, and I was like, dude. What if there's a game where it's the UN versus whoever the fuck?
Yeah.
Uniforms don't fucking matter. The UN just has to wear the baby blue helmet cover or the baby blue beret that you would receive at check-in.
Oh, but I think they have a specific blue vest of some kind.
The name of the
Doesn't matter.
event.
They do.
The name of the event.
Dude,
The
you could
Great
just-
Reset.
Yeah.
Dude, you could just do it as simple as
A24
having,
is the Civil War.
UN versus the world.
I was going
The
to say
Great
you could just
Reset.
get the black UN armbands made up, like the fucking big ones that just say UN on it.
Those
bleep 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 bleep.
You know who was on some of the new?
Oh, God, stop. Stop it.
Why did you bring this guy on? What's wrong with you? Of course it was gonna happen.
Stop. Even though. How's it feel to be canceled, Jordan?
No.
I didn't think it was possible now. we're towing that. We are.
They're all facts. I don't understand the problem.
Bleep bleep bleep.
Okay, so 6 minutes had to be cut.
We're back.
I don't even know how to recover from that.
Do we just want to land the ship?
all the
No, I'll tell you this.
all the
I'll-
ground level
I'll tell you
connexes.
something.
Fuck.
God, jeez. Oh my God, Anthony. I'm gonna change the subject, man.
Oh.
So anyway,
Now it's 7-8 minutes.
nobody under communism ever died.
No, 0 people.
Traffic circles are the driving equivalent to communism.
Yeah, but they work. Communism doesn't work.
No.
Traffic circles work when there's like 3 people involved, just like communism. It works when you have like a population less than 100. Anything can work when you have no one, much like we were talking about with the gas guns before. You can do 500 FPS no med with 10 people. Once you introduce new blood, shit goes sideways. That's how communism is. And traffic circles, same fucking
Okay,
way.
I have one more.
Hold on.
Why aren't
Bleep, bleep, bleep. Oh, please edit this out. I don't need this in my life.
Okay.
That's actually pretty good.
it would cost?
Oh my
Jesus, Anthony.
Shit.
Oh my God. Christ, brother.
So traffic circles.
Jordan, you're going to save
all have
this
blue cereal
just for
numbers on
us.
This is Patreon content.
That one is actually pretty funny.
That was really good.
I came up with that one just on the spot.
That's so good. So again, traffic circles. Here's why they're bullshit. Because it works when there's like 2, 3, maybe 4 people involved. But as soon as Karen's late for soccer practice, or you have a hot date, or you're texting and fucking driving, you rear end the
I
car.
would never do that.
Or you rear end the car in front of you. Somebody's calling Allstate. The economy's crashed. Your fucking cars are worth nothing. This is what happens with traffic circles.
Did you just watch The Fat Electrician before coming here?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, I've been on this. I almost have this verbatim.
Okay, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down.
So.
Oh, no.
I know this to be true because in Iceland, there's like 1 million fucking traffic circles and like 3 stoplights. They're everywhere in that country. Every quarter mile, there's a fucking traffic circle. And that works because there's like 30 people that live there. That's the only
Guy goes
reason.
to Iceland once. We'll only talk about how great it is.
No,
Right?
that's the only.
Jesus Christ.
It works when there's no one involved. As soon as you start adding more people into the fucking circle, it just goes to shit. And Cornwall is a prime example of that, and I know you've driven through Cornwall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, they're the communism version of driving.
I've
Everybody.
been to Aruba and they have a bunch of traffic circles.
Yeah, they fucking suck.
It's not bad. It's actually not terrible.
Circle has the power.
If you're not in America where everyone's in a rush constantly and doing 19 things while driving, they're not bad.
Bleep, bleep, bleep.
and I'm sure a lot of that got bleeped out. So good night.
You're no fun.
Good night. God bless. We're out.
We're out. All right.
Jesus Christ, guys.
Public Grimnir.